everybody. What?
It's not a series win, but it felt good.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not a guttural yell.
It's like yeah.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
Hell yeah, boys. Good split. Love a good split. Padres
We
win.
are a soccer town now.
The draw.
That's true.
We're good with draws, right?
We're good with draws. No, I'm excited. Excited to be here on a Friday. Paulie, I sound a little tinny. Is that sound any different to you guys?
No.
See, I still complain about the audio even when I'm back in
point.
studio.
Yeah,
you know,
that's fair. You
it
do.
sounds like
Making me want to pull my hair out.
yeah. It sounds. That's the line that's going to go down in Ben and Wood's history when Dennis Lynn writes the Athletic piece on the end of this program. That's what the headline will be. I wanted to pull my hair out. The quote from young Ben Higgins over there. It does. It sounds very. Does it sound tinny?
No, it sounds fine.
It sounds really tinny. I feel like you manipulate my mics to make me sound worse. That's what I feel like. You come in here. You beat me in today. I saw you over by the board turning some knobs and stuff. It sounds different.
Turn down the gain or the treble is
Yes,
up or
the
something.
treble-
I wouldn't even know how to do that.
The treble's super high. Hey, everybody, it's Woody. How are you? Like, it just sounds, the processing sounds.
I wish I could
turned
change
my-
your voice that easily.
I turned my bass up a little bit just so I sound like I have a deeper voice than Woods.
Rickards did it. Rickards did it for years. His mic was different than everybody else. I don't know how he did it, but he did it.
I'll listen to like Howard Stern. I don't know if it's a switch on his board that switches his settings, or he also has like the megaphone that changes your voice as well. But he can do like the deep voice.
He does the
can do
devil voice, and it's just on a whim. He can be like, "Hello, Robin. I am Satan."
And you can just talk normally though, and project that voice.
We got to get some of that stuff, man. We got to get that stuff in here. It's only been 8 years. We got to have a modulator or something, make it sound cool. But I'm Woodsy. I'll just wear it. That's what I do now. That's my new bit. I just swallow it. So if I sound like I'm in a tin can, no big deal. Paulie Reindel's our executive producer. Good morning, Paulie.
Hey, how are you?
Are you under the weather?
Yeah, fighting something. Feel better today than I did yesterday.
Should he be here right now?
I don't know.
I'll go home.
It's always the. It's always the dilemma.
I just wanted to make sure to get you guys started.
Get us going.
Yeah,
This
could be the
back at
last
10.
day where he could be here, and then then he gets sick,
Then
and
he
it's
gets
like,
sick.
I wish I had just come in yesterday. I felt way better yesterday. Or this would be the day he's supposed to take off, and then tomorrow. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you sound fine
Yeah, I feel fine.
as long as you feel fine.
Yeah.
Are you a Dayquil guy?
No,
I'm not
I used
either.
to be. I used to be, and then I had a doctor tell me like, that doesn't really do anything.
Well, my missus swears by it. Dayquil. Oh, if you're feeling like crap, just take Dayquil, and it works for her.
I've been told it doesn't actually help you in any way. It's kind of like putting a Band-Aid on your cold or your flu symptoms
just
for
for
like a couple of hours.
hours.
So you do feel better, but you're not getting any better.
Right.
But which is, I mean,
There's no
NyQuil.
cure for the common cold. It's
Right.
all
Just wear it.
symptom management. Dayquil makes my skin crawl. Like,
I can't do it. I can't.
I don't like the feeling.
Now, NyQuil, on the other hand, no problem. Little heroin in a bottle for you. Like, here, just straight. The funny, and Dennis Leary was like, it says on the back, may cause drowsiness. It should say, don't make any effing plans, because that's what NyQuil does for you. So I'm glad you're feeling better. If you do get, sick during the show, just let us know. We can call in reinforcements, maybe. Make Adam get up. Hey, man, Paulie's just feeling like crap. Can you just come down? We got.
If I wanted to do that, I would have called him at like
Last night,
4:15
yeah.
this
Yeah,
morning and just been like, "Hey, I don't feel good."
Hey,
I should have waited until 11 p.m. That's when it maximum effect.
Yes.
Like, I thought I could do it, but I'm not going to be able to get up in the morning. Sorry to wake you up and tell you now have to get up at 4 a.m.
Yeah, that or like, hey, bro, Paulie is deathly ill. We have he's going to be leaving in 10 minutes, so we're going to have 45 minutes left of the show. Make him come in for 45
God, that would be
minutes. It'd be
amazing.
so bad.
No, it's not anywhere near that bad. Common head cold. Felt it a couple of nights ago, starting to act
Great.
up.
Now I'm feeling. Are you feeling it now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Totally.
I think you brought something back from Hawaii.
I didn't.
'cause
I felt great.
I felt fine until you showed up.
felt
Dengue
great.
fever.
I feel so good. I feel fantastic until just now, this moment.
Yeah.
Just now, I feel like I'm getting a cold.
Well, thank you for your How old were those lozenges that you gave me? At least 10 years old.
They must have rotted in the sun because they all melted.
You're like, hey, you want one of
together.
these? It's like, yeah, that sounds great. Cool, it's going to take you 10 minutes to peel the wrapper off.
I ate mine with half the wrapper on it just because they had melted in there. But anyway, Benjamin Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor, joins us as well. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I have I need some advice.
Sure. Do advice here on this program?
I believe I have a new man crush, and I don't know how to pursue it.
Corey Leggett.
No.
Dan Fouts.
No, one Tim Stauffer.
Oh, he's the greatest.
Wasn't he cool
was the
yesterday at the
loved
Epic
him.
Wings Epic Padres roundtable? And then
Loved him.
you had to scurry off to get some work done, and I stuck around and chatted with him. Dude's, I mean, we talked about Bandon Dunes. He's like a golfer.
He's as solid as they get.
I hear he's a really good player. Like,
He's a pitcher, of course.
I now kind of have
love him, yeah.
I kind of have a crush on Tim Stauffer, but I don't know what to do about it.
How to pursue it.
Yeah, exactly. How do you pursue a man crush?
A man
without
crush
seeming overly weird about it.
I have
really is. I love you, man.
I have a few man crushes, as you guys know. I mean, I love Skip Schumacher. He is one of my man crushes. I'm trying to think of
It's one of the
You're only
biggest
human.
all-time man crushes ever. Woods and Skip Schumacher.
Also, like, you don't even have to call it a man. You just call it a crush. Yeah, like, I just have a crush on him. I mean, I'm sorry. Like, it is what it is at this point. Matty G. I got a man crush on Matt Janela.
That was my first man crush,
Always
and that
have.
one turned out okay. We're friends now.
Friends now.
I played that one really cool for a while, and I kind of got my wormed my way into a friendship there, which was very fun when he moved to town. And now my next target, I think, is Tim Stauffer.
John Ashworth is a man crush. I've had many over the years. I really did. Mike Schilt. You've made myself laugh with that one. Hey boy, you want to go eat some wings with the old pal Schilty? Yeah, sure. Sounds good, man. What are you upset about today? All right, so here's what you do. I can't
just text him out of the blue.
So here's the thing.
I don't know what to do.
The crazy thing is,
Strike up a conversation and ask him out on a man date.
Yeah, that's just exactly like Seinfeld with Keith Hernandez. It's this we're all the same. I mean, we're still just like, and the weird thing is like you probably don't even. You're not crushing on him because he played for the Padres. You're crushing him because he likes golf.
Yeah, pretty much.
And like
he just seemed really cool.
He was really cool.
He was really good on the round table.
Hang on. Invite him to play a round of golf. Pick a nice course, get a tee time, be like, hey, man.
It's harder than you think. Like, that means you need to find like 5 hours.
Yeah, 5 hours to hang.
You figure it out.
You want to go hit balls at the range?
That's weird.
Since when is it a challenge for you to get out on the golf course?
No, it's not for me. It's usually for the other person. Like, they already have their golf groups.
They have their
set
groups.
And they're their weekly game or whatever it is. So it's hard to weasel your way into that sort of thing.
One thing I did notice when I played a bunch of golf was it was such a standard thing to say, "Hey man, we got to play golf sometime." And it was standard. Like, and you're like, "Yeah, sounds good." But you never did because you had your group. We had the Bogey Brotherhood, right, Paulie? Like, I wasn't gonna go split. If you guys were like, "Hey, we're playing a round today," I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm playing with this guy." It just wouldn't feel right. So everybody kind of has their group. So Tim is a really good dude. So as I started this baseball team that I am fully adorned in gear because we have practice at 10:30 a.m. this morning, so I got to skedaddle, get down to practice.
Is that when the fields were available?
Fields are available. It's kind of a special one because the fields are available. All the kids are starting school next week. So it's like we have practice. We have a team party right after that at the farm, and which is going to be great. We have a whole day together. But Tim actually helped me get a field in Solana Beach because he's on the board. Got his email. I wrote him. I'm like, Tim, it's Woodsy from Ben & Woods. And he was so nice and so cool and really helped shepherd it along. So it was really nice of him. And then he was here yesterday, and he just crushed it on the round table, number one, and was such a good dude. Again, one of those things where it's like, I'm not trying to be a jerk here or like get out of work. I'll stay and watch. I would have rather just heard Ben talk to Tim Stauffer.
Just ask him some questions.
Just ask him some questions.
Brain,
like you didn't need the rest of us. When you have a big leaguer or an ex-big leaguer, you feel such a putz. Like talk to him. He knows.
Like we already know we don't have credibility. Like we didn't play the game.
Correct.
But we try to analyze it as best we can. But when you have a guy that's actually been there, it's like it immediately just wipes out anything you can say.
Yeah, you're just like, what? You don't want to hear from me. Right. Talk to him. I'll stay. I'll sit in the room. I'll even help you write questions. I just don't think it's I think the round table should be like, we're just going to do an interview with an ex-big leaguer. Maybe that's the next iteration. And we can rotate. I'll do one. I'd love to sit and talk to a big leaguer for an hour. You don't have to do them all. But he's great. I'm kind of right there with you.
And then after the round table is over, and I chatted him up about, golf, and, we both have a passion for it. I got an email from emailer Bob who said he caddied for Tim a few times. He's got PGA Tour level distance off the tee.
God, let's
Guy
go.
can crush it off the tee, I'm told.
So he's Tim Stoffer's long, is what you're saying.
He's long.
He's long.
He's long.
Jay-Z says, I've been looking to get stoffed by Tim. Whoa. Tim Stoffer? More like Tim Stuffer. Oh,
Let's not make it weird.
Hardly know her.
Again.
Now, so I've got his email. I have his email. Adam then yesterday texted me Tim's number. I think what I'll do, since you were mean to me, I'm going to start a relationship with him.
Ooh.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to text him this morning. Tim, great to see you.
I'd be so jealous.
Can we get some lunch? I want to talk about baseball and how I can coach better. Like I'll just weasel in on this. That's fantastic.
Maybe we should do like a group date thing first, where
like a threesome.
We all do something with Tim,
Well,
and then
Paulie,
a
do you care?
threesome would be fun.
Do you have a man crush on Tim Stoffer?
Yeah, I've talked to him a few times.
He's
I remember
great.
I was waiting in line to get into a Padres game, and him and his wife were standing right in front of me, and we talked for a few minutes, and it was good to catch up with him because I hadn't seen him at that point, like since the old Fox Sports San Diego days when he was filling in on like some weekend shows.
Did he ever come to camp? Ever?
No, he's not been to fantasy
Never
camp.
once. Not even the local one. He didn't show up for a day. I feel like he did, but I couldn't.
That maybe I need to get him into fantasy camp, and then we'll have a week there where I can really,
I'll make some calls.
develop a relationship.
It is a funny thing. The older you get, and I remember having this combo with my dad, who had a group of friends when he was younger, in his 20s and 30s. And everyone had kids, and they move away, and they separate, and they didn't talk. And for me, at 17, 18, I couldn't wrap my head around that, right? Like, you don't talk to Randy, and you don't talk to you don't talk to all those guys? And he's like, no. And I'm like, what? Why? Like, why? Those are your friends. He's like, people grow, people move, you have kids. Like, and I'm like, that'll never be me. It's 1,000% me. 1,000% me. And I have my circle. My circle is much smaller and tighter than it used to be. And I'm not looking for new friends right now. I'm really not. Like, I'm kind of good where I'm at. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But you, on the other hand, when you meet somebody like Tim Stoffer, it takes your breath away a little bit.
Just a little, just a touch.
When you guys were stuffing your face with lemon pepper wings after the round table, did you ask him if he was impressed with your vast sports knowledge?
I didn't, but no, he enjoyed his wings. Not all of our guests partook of the wings as much as Tim Stoffer partook. He even
Did
took
he?
some home with him. Yeah,
Good for
he was
him.
a big fan of the wings.
Well, that's why you like him too.
Yeah.
I had one wing yesterday, just one lemon pepper wing. I don't know what's wrong with me? But I just had one and we had so much work to do after the show. Then I had to drive to Escondido directly after the show. And I wanted to give a shout out to this guy. And I think this will connect with our audience. If you are listening right now, and man, woman, child, whatever, and you have a baseball glove, and it's old, and it's special and sentimental, like the one that I had, I've had it for 20 years. And I started to call it in my family, the flapper, because it's literally, you can do this with it. My kids who have tiny hands can go, bah, 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 bah. It is gone. It's as broken in as it can get. And I'd seen this guy's stuff on Instagram, and a couple people have recommended he goes by Unearth Gloves on Insta. He will take your glove, he will take it apart, he will clean it, he will relace it. So my kids wanted green laces in their gloves to match our GOAT uniforms. Ooh. So we got both of those done, a catcher's mitt and my old flapper. He handed me my flapper yesterday. I went to pick them up. Dude, I almost cried. I was like, this thing is like brand new, and it's firm again. He made it firm again. He cleaned it all up. So if you're listening and you
leather restoration, essentially.
If you have your old high school glove and you want to like pass it down to your son to use or your daughter, whatever it may be, hit this dude up. It's reasonably priced. He's a wizard. And I'm watching these videos. He does them in fast motion, right? Like he puts the speed on there. And Hannah goes, I'd like to get into that. I think that would be peaceful for me. And I go, babe, do you know how long it would take to restring like an entire glove? And he does it so well. So I just want to give him a shout out. So I drove down, met him, brought them home. Kids were stoked, and they look so good.
Yeah, in this year 2026, craftsmanship of any kind is very impressive.
Yeah, his name's Aaron is his name. And just DM him on Instagram and restore an old mitt. Keep it forever. If like I think about guys that have their mitt in high school, and maybe you don't even have kids, but it's just beat. Like it's beat. You had it through high school. He will clean it up, and you can just put it on your mantle, or your college mitt or whatever. It just is the best, dude. The best. So that was cool. Went down there, did that yesterday, and then went home and had a nice chill day with the fam. The kids were great. Their summer's wrapping up. We've got baseball practice today, baseball practice tomorrow, game on Sunday, and my first meeting with the Little League board on Sunday night. It's a baseball-heavy weekend in our house.
Are they in that counting the days now? Like, we only have 4 days left,
They're
3 days left until school starts. I used to dread the end of the vacations when I was a kid. And I liked school, but I did not look forward to going back.
I was always ready to go back.
I was always
loved
ready
going back.
But we also went back in September.
Yeah. Same, same.
Like we went back.
It was always after Labor Day. I never started school before Labor Day, and I always look forward to like back to school shopping. You got some fresh kicks, some new clothes, all the new.
Thanks for bringing up the biggest childhood trauma of my entire life.
No, sorry about that.
Childhood shopping.
My parents loved me, and I was able to get like new school supplies every year.
Supplies were not an issue.
It was the clothing
and the shoes.
It was all. It was the.
Look,
why don't you want these?
I had to work on my mom just as much as you had to work on your dad because my mom loved Payless as much as anybody.
What do you
said,
mean?
Mom, they're gonna make fun of me.
What do you mean they're too blue? They're blue jeans, Dad. They're too dark. What do you mean? This is what they're supposed to look like. Why do they only cost $1 then? And I would leave in tears, Every school. Finally, about when I could drive, which was what, like junior year, my mom's like, here's my card. You have a $200 limit. If you want to get a leather jacket for $180, that's your school clothes. Right. So make it last. So I would go and I'd get what I wanted.
We did that probably middle school. My mom would like drop us off at the mall or something and be like, all right, just here's $300. Like whatever you get, you get.
But it's Paulie, it's so traumatic for me when you talk about school shopping. I told my kids last night, I go, hey, they're dialed. Hannah's got them dialed. They look so cool. They got all their matching baseball lifestyle stuff. They look so good. Backpack matches the outfit. Like they look dialed. And I said, both of you go in there and tell your mother thank you for getting you dialed in. You don't have the foggiest idea of how lucky you are right now. Your dad's driving out to Escondido, picking up your gloves. Your mom's getting you dialed in. We'd like a little gratitude.
I'm curious. I imagine like back in 1998 or whatever, when I was getting ready to go back to school shopping probably sucked for my mom. Like I don't think she looked forward to it. But
Hannah loves it.
Is it different nowadays though if you have kids, because we didn't have as much online ordering back then?
Fully different. She does not take them out to have them try on clothes.
You had to make it a full day.
You had to walk. I remember walking, at Burlington Coat Factory or Ross or whatever. I remember
the outlet mall,
walking out of the dressing room. Yeah, they look good. Yeah, you like them because they're $5. I hate them I don't want these tennis shoes. Why? Because they're all black. Well, I thought you guys liked all black shoes. No, these are too white. These are too black. I was just like, Dad, please, for the love of God, please let me get what I want.
See, I always liked
never would.
I always liked using my brand new school supplies, like whenever the new purple glue stick or whatever you got. I just hated actually buying them because you're fighting everybody. It's like these aisles where they're just bins and you're just digging for stuff. Like that part sucks. But now with Amazon and everything online ordering, like you can just have it all sent to your house. You don't actually have to ever leave.
I know I'm not alone in this because people are now putting the brands that their parents forced them to wear. Lee jeans. Some parents would take their kids to Mervyn's. Listen.
Mervyn's.
Open.
How was yours?
Yeah, I think.
Did your mom just do it for you?
Sometimes,
and she would just show up and be like, this is what you have.
Yeah, get me some new Izod polos, and off we went.
Could you guys wear shorts to school? I'm assuming you could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever wore anything but shorts to school.
It's
most
crazy
days.
the things that we would emphasize as kids. Whether obviously clothing was a big deal. You had to have the newest whatever, the coolest shoes, and the coolest jacket, and all that. But it like went down to school supplies. Even like we had the folders, like peachy folders, and they had.
What that is.
You don't know what the peachy folder is?
No.
It's like.
He's like 15 years younger than us.
Yeah, I know.
It's going to be different.
They would all have like they had comic book ones, superhero ones, sports ones. Cars.
Yeah.
It was just like you had to have the coolest one. It was like a little open folder with two little inserts on each side.
We called it a trapper keeper.
Yeah, trapper keeper. But I like to go with the most plain, colorless, like just
say a
I didn't
a
want.
red
I
or
did,
something.
I did
or
not
blue.
want superheroes or anything on mine. I just wanted like plain black
it's like
and
you would pick it in
blue or
August or
whatever.
whatever for the school
Yeah, no,
year.
but all
and
the
you're
other
like,
kids did.
You're committing though. You're
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm gonna be monster truck guy for the rest of the school
No,
year.
yeah, exactly.
Whatever folder that you got.
Yeah, I don't. It's different now. It's cool. Like I think it's obviously there's a lot of things that have gotten worse over time, but I think the school stuff is better. Oh, that reminds me. This is that time of year. If you're a teacher and you have a wish list on Amazon and you have to pay out of your pocket, it's ridiculous. It's absurd. Every year we say we would like to do something to help. We can either retweet. Ben will be happy to promote it. I'll probably donate. Paulie will probably donate. Ben will promote. But if you have an Amazon wish list for your classroom and
Tag
you're
us.
local or whatever, even if you're not local, send it and we'll retweet it. Tag Ben and Woods. Tag me at the Stephen Woods. I'll
Tier
retweet
ones are
it.
amazing. They will help.
They will help.
Always do.
They always do, man. And I just think it's absurd that you guys have to pay out of pocket for folders and pencils and really
Paper,
anything.
books.
So
I remember my main issue, because I did wear shorts, was
those beautiful legs.
sock height. That was such
still a thing, man.
That was such a thing
It's
when
such a
I was in
thing.
elementary school, and my mom used to give me the big, like the tube
Yeah.
socks with the stripes
Stripes.
that I would wear up, but then all the cool kids were then wearing their socks
Anklets
Yeah,
or pushed down.
pushed down, but I
down.
like to wear them all the way up, and thus became a giant dweeb.
A nerd.
Because I wore my socks up back then.
And now, if you walked into school with your socks up, people would be like, "Yeah!" Like it just sucks. It's weird. It's dumb how it works, but it's important. It's important. All of that stuff that you look at, and obviously in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't mean much. But when you're 8 years old and you walk into school and you're wearing some blue jeans that are way too blue, you feel sick to your stomach. You're like, I'm going to get ranked out, man, so bad right now. I'm going to get made fun of. And you just want to fit in. You just don't don't want any attention at all, good or bad. Like you just want to just cruise through. So we had a thing in my house where, Hannah was buying them all this gear and stuff, and I got so mad about it. I was like, no, they're going to earn it. And then I stopped for a second. I go, you know what? Get them whatever they want. Get them whatever they want. If that's bad parenting, so be it. Just get them what they want, because I don't want them to feel that way of like, that feeling of not fitting in.
It was so
it's
tough, man. Like little decisions that you would just sit there and
you
weigh
agonize.
forever. You're like, all right, do I want? I always went back to like school supplies. Like we had I think we had more advanced school supplies than you guys did. Did you guys have the crayon box with the
yeah.
the sharpener?
Yeah, we had pencil boxes and different school supplies that we had
But
to
like
get.
they had the 64 Crayola box that had its own pencil
The
sharpener
sharpener.
into it. If you had that one, you were cool.
Oh, man. Yeah, if you didn't, you weren't.
Yeah, if you had a regular white glue stick, dude, what was this nerd doing? You had to get the cool purple or the one with glitter in it.
It's
or
just
something.
every summer something came out, and you're like, oh, God, I got to have this.
Yeah.
I got to have this. And if you didn't get it, you walked into school that first day, and you're like, I'm already behind the 8 ball.
It
It's
wasn't
day
even
one.
that you
like,
wanted
I'm
it.
literally behind. You had to have it.
You just didn't want to not have it.
You didn't want to not have it.
You're like, I don't really know if I want this at all.
And you're like, I don't even like it,
Right.
but I have to have it.
Right.
I don't even like this, but I have to have it. It's just the worst, man. So sorry, kids. It's a stressful time for everybody, but yeah. All right, let's get to it, Ben.
Let's get to it.
I
yeah,
can see you getting uncomfortable.
No, I'm not uncomfortable, but we do have a Padres victory to talk about, and a very important one. I mean, we discussed yesterday how pivotal yesterday's game was going to be, and why the
Extremely.
Padres Well, it wasn't a must-win game. It was kind of need-to-have-it game, and they had it. And we will go through it with our Padres wrap-up of the highlights of a 5-1 win over the Arizona Diamondbacks last night and why it was so important. We'll get to all of it coming up next. We'll set the menu for a Friar Friday as well, a management report Friday. Was not a great night for SDFC, but we will talk to Darren Smith about it as well. All coming up live from our Bill House studios. We know how. Ben and Woods on a Friday on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Hey player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open. player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Ben Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime. Since 2010, visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Yeah, it was another tough one south of the border last night for SDFC. They lost 3-1 to Club America in the first game of the Leagues Cup. We will talk about it with Darren Smith when he joins us at 7:35. There is another game tomorrow back home against the Tijuana Cholos in Game 2 of the Leagues Cup.
How long does this tournament?
So there's 3 games of pool play, and I would assume if they don't win both of them, it's probably over for them.
Okay.
If they win them both, maybe they can still advance to the second round, but more than likely just the game tomorrow and then next Wednesday, and then they're back to MLS play the following Saturday. So, yeah, they fell behind early, down 3, zip at half, and played better in the second half, scored a goal, but never really threatened to come back. Outshot massively. It was just another tough one at altitude against a really good opponent.
As a new soccer fan, this is something I'm going to have to get used to. Hey, I know where you guys are scrapping and fighting for a playoff spot. We're going to take a little break. We're going to play this other tournament.
It's true.
It's
weird.
Hey, baseball fans, right in the middle of a pennant race, we're going to go do some barnstorming.
We're going to go play some of the
in
best
Europe.
Japanese club teams.
Yes, right in the middle of the year.
Little tournament right in the middle of the year. Take a little break. That's how they do it in soccer.
We're going to play all our regulars and everything else. And, I know it's important to have good arms ready for you in the playoffs, but we have a tournament in Europe. We're going to go play it. I'm going to have to get used to it, and I understand it.
Darren will join us at 7:35 on our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not Big Bank Banking. It is better than our SDCCU management report. Comes your way at 8 o'clock this morning, and we will be joined by the CEO of the San Diego Padres, Eric Grupner. And I'm told we can get an update on the ownership transition.
Yep.
Seems like they're getting really close. We had the report earlier this week that they've passed it through the committee of owners, and now they're just awaiting the full vote. Probably a formality, but we could have more news on Kwanzaa Jones and Jose E. Feliciano from Eric Grupner.
I don't think it gets to this point if they don't already know that they're going to get the vote.
I think we would have heard rumblings hey, there's a holdup, there's something going on. Once it's through committee.
Trouble afoot.
Just emphasizing when you said it's a formality at this point. Yeah, I don't think there's any concern.
Well,
but we'll ask Eric about it.
We've seen weirder things happen.
Yeah, we'll get an update on what's going on from him and post-trade deadline San Diego Padres and season ticket renewals, all that good stuff from the top of the chain, as it were, at Petco Park. The CEO will join us coming up at 8 o'clock. We will play our last game of the week at 8:20, take on Woods. Chance to win those tickets to Muse at North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. MLB Reach Around, Rindle Report headlines in our 9 o'clock hour. Paulie says he's got a bunch. We may go over the allotted Rindle Report time because we actually didn't get to one on Wednesday. And then yesterday we had the short show with the Epic. So we're like in arrears on the Reindl Report for a Friday. So should have a lot to get to as we get to 10 o'clock and head out for our weekend. But first, we want to talk about last night's game, the one the Padres had to have. And it wasn't just me. A.J. Cassavell put out a video explaining why yesterday's game was worth like triple a normal game with tiebreakers, with the head-to-head, needing to, get back even in the season series with the Arizona Diamondbacks.
I can't believe he stole your bit. Can't believe it.
I think AJ can come up with the bit on his own.
I know. I was kidding.
He's smart
Somebody
fella.
wrote you, and they're like,
No,
oh, somebody who's
I was actually excited, like validated
yeah.
when AJ agreed that this was an important game because
You need that validation?
A lot of times, like Craig Stammen, players will downplay all year long. Like it's just one of 162. It's just another game, and for the most part, they are right.
Yes,
we as fans blow up games in the regular season a little too much. Oh, it's a Dodgers series in May. We're so hyped up for it, and the players are like, dude, it's just another game. We play a ton of these.
Even the player said it last night.
But yesterday's game was actually extra important for a regular season game, and it was encouraging how well the Padres came out and played in the game. In fact, 5-1 probably doesn't tell the whole story of that game last night. Padres could have scored quite a few more runs based on how they were drilling the ball early. Let's get to our wrap-up. We'll get to all the highlights, check traffic, and then we will discuss the performance of the pitching staff, the offense, and more coming up next year on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 97.3 The Fan Traffic Center, here's your latest traffic update.
San Diego 805 northbound from Imperial Road. Expect a slow drive through the 805. Now, your drive should clear up once you're at the 15. I'm Fonseca with your San Diego traffic.
This report is brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Before your next summer road trip, stop by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. With no appointment needed, it's an easy way to help keep your vehicle running at its best. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, your 15-minute drive-through oil change. Coupons at SoCalOilChange.com.
I love winning, man. I love winning. You hear what I'm saying? It's like better than losing. Are you ready?
How did things play out in yesterday's game?
I liked last night's game.
It's time for the
Padres wrap-up
with Ben and Woods.
You guys are the voice of San Diego.
Brought to you by Hamul Casino Resort. Hey, player, the rooftop pool's open, day passes are available, and the spa is calling your name. Hamul Casino Resort, the player's place.
And Machado hits it hard on the ground to shortstop. Perdomo's got it to second one. Marte on to first in time. A double play will bring Tatis home, and the Padres have a 1-0 lead here in the first. 3-2. Runners lead. Here's the pitch. And Machado hits a ground ball up the middle. Perdomo way to his left has it. Loses the handle. Fires to first. And in time. Cronenworth comes in to score to make it 2-0. But what would have been or should have been a double play turns into just one out when Perdomo could not find the handle. Here's the 3-1 pitch. And France swings, sends it in the air to right field. Carroll over towards the line. Long run, he'll make the catch. Tatis tagging on his way. Here's the throw, no chance to get him. Scores standing up. Rengifo also tags and advances to third, a sac fly, and now 3-0. Carroll dancing at second, not going anywhere. And the 0-1 smacked into right field. That's a base hit. Carroll racing around third. He'll come in to score. Fernando's throw will go to second base. 2-out RBI single. Gabby Moreno, it's 3-1. Pitch from Fermin is laced into center field. That's down to the base hit. Merrill rounding third on his way. Waldschmidt's throw is cut by Marte. An RBI single for Freddie Fermin. And the Padres have added on. It's 4-1. Here's the 0-2. And Merrill hits it hard on the ground. Right side under the glove of Tawa into right field and a base hit. Machado trots home from third, and it's 5-1. Now the pitch, and Tawa swings and misses. Strike three. Couple of Ks for Mason Miller, who seals the deal here tonight. And the Padres take care of their business with a 5-1 win over the Diamondbacks, and they split this 4-game series, 2 games apiece.
Yeah, we were down 2 games to the Diamondbacks in the wild card, and now we're down 1 game. We've got a lot of work to do, but today is a good step in the right direction. This series was a big series, came out as a split. We played these guys pretty even all year round. So, we'll see them again later in the year in a 3-game series. Could be the decider of it all, but it's good that we're even going into that series.
Yeah, it's just math. If the Padres had lost the game yesterday and fallen 3 back and been down 2 games in the season series, it would have been a much tougher climb to the end of the year. Now, it may still be a tough climb. We've got no idea what's going to happen over the next month and a half. But now, if you go into that last series against the Arizona Diamondbacks as the 2 teams fighting for the last playoff spot, which very, very well seems like it could happen, like between those 2 teams, all you have to do is be within a game of Arizona, and you win the series, you win the tiebreaker, and you take the playoff spot. If you had lost, then you needed to basically have to sweep that series if you were anywhere within 3 games either way, which would have been a much tougher challenge. So that was a big one yesterday for your San Diego Padres.
Yeah.
And I don't understand. I mean, I've never understood it. You've never understood it. The Padres offense. We saw in the first game of the series, they did nothing, and then they hit the ball all over the place against Eduardo Rodriguez, and then they did nothing. And then yesterday, well, they only scored 5 runs. They were scorching the ball all over the place against Cole Drake.
I thought this kid was going to be out after an inning and a third.
And he was, with some sensational defensive plays. 3 or 4 web gem style catches. There were some foul balls that looked like plenty of home run distance, just a little out in front of it. The ball was just launching off the bat against this guy. The Padres offense looked very locked in earlier. What's the difference, though? They were all lefties. Only one was heralded, Eduardo Rodriguez. They got him. One wasn't. They couldn't get him. This guy wasn't. They kind of did get him. I don't know. Is it arm angles? Is it bat paths? And I just don't know if there's a number. Like, how do you know whether the Padres are going to hit a guy or not? I can never tell.
There's so much luck involved in the game, too. And so much bad luck. Gavin Sheets right now, who is just scuffling as badly as anybody, and is fighting through plantar fasciitis in his foot. Did I say that right?
Plantar fasciitis. Yeah.
Oh, it's fasci. Do I say fasciitis?
I think it's plantar fasciitis.
I thought it was fasciitis.
I don't think it's
I've heard
fasciitis.
it the other way.
Fasciitis. Fasciitis.
Yeah.
So he's fighting through that, which is awful. I've got it. Hannah's got it. It's terrible. It's just the worst. You can't really do much. And he's grinding through it. He's kind of downplaying it. My man hit a ball last night, you guys. 105 miles an hour. A home run. It would have been a home run in 14 out of 30 parks last night. The expected batting average on that ball that he smoked was .850, and what does he come up? It comes up with nothing. It's an out. A great catch by Waldschmidt out there who can pick it. Carroll was picking it. Those guys were fantastic in the field last night. Thank God you scored enough to win because you had that. You didn't let that momentum that the Diamondbacks were building in that game. Like, doesn't matter where you hit it, we're gonna get it, man. Perdomo booting that ball kind of made you breathe a little bit easier.
Not an error, but a missed play. They would have scored the 1 run anyway, again on a double play, but they wouldn't have gotten the sac fly after that, so it was still important.
It was huge, and you got production from the bottom of your order with Freddie Fermin getting an RBI, Xander Bogaerts getting a couple of knocks last night. Like, that's how you draw it up, but there's been, I wish, maybe the faster we all get it through our thick heads, that you just can't prognosticate this game. As much as we all want to, and as much as you want to look at it and go, well, we should light this guy up, or this guy should dominate us. Eduardo Rodriguez should have dominated us. We should have beaten the other 3. We didn't. We beat 1.
We have a stupid job
It's
where
a
we
dumb
have to
job.
predict and project what we think is going to happen for
You
4
can't
hours
do it
every
in this
morning.
game.
And you will always look stupid.
You never know what a guy, he's his 4th start. He's got a 7 ERA. Well, guess what he learned 2 days ago? He learned that he was tipping his pitches, or he learned that, I can cut it if I do this, and now my cutter is nastier, right? Like, these are the things that don't show up, that you can't prognosticate. It's hard to just, we're just going to sit back and enjoy a ball game tonight. but to make any bold predictions about this sport, it's a fool's errand, always.
By the way, tonight, facing Ronel Blanco, it's his 4th start. He has a 7 ERA tonight for the Houston Astros, and I've got no clue whether the Padres are going to be able to hit him. None at all.
Yeah, Eric says Vegas loves baseball because no one can predict anything. It's just, it is so crazy. Yeah, Robbie Ray on the bump tonight against Ronel Blanco. Like, if you look at it on paper, it's a favorable matchup for your San Diego Padres. That means nothing.
So was Michael King in the first game against Brandon Pfaadt.
That's exactly right.
Didn't work out that way.
Brandon Pfaadt is Kurt Schilling.
Luis Rengifo. How about the bunting ability of Luis Rengifo? That came into play a couple of times early in the game, and he's been it's very traditional to have that second hitter, switch hitter, can bunt,
got some speed,
hit some line drives, can go the other way. He's not a real power threat. The modern game would say, hey, we need more OPS at the top of the order than Luis Rengifo probably is going to give you long term, but it's working right now, and I'm glad that Craig Stammen just keeps rolling it out there, because I'm sure there's a temptation with Jackson Merrill swinging it so well. Move him back up the lineup, let's get him back up there, but he's going, no, everyone seems to be locked in where they're hitting in the order. And, obviously righty-lefty changes it a little bit, but for the most part, he's just sticking with what's working, and I'm okay with that right now.
It's one of the coolest things about baseball, right? Like we talked yesterday on the roundtable about one of the best organizations going in baseball right now, the Milwaukee Brewers. Well, they had Luis Rengifo, Ben, and he was there. He was hitting .205 for them. They released him. They let him go on June 16th. Padres pick him up. He's hitting .344 for the Padres in 19 games and has played 3 different positions, I think, since he got here. And, now you're sitting there going, well, you can't let Luis Rengifo off this team if Samad Taylor or somebody comes back. Like, who else goes? Like, that you start playing that game with yourself. So he's been great. Sometimes a guy finds a home and it just feels right to him, and that's exactly what's happened.
As for the pitching, I want to take a moment to give some credit to Craig Stammen and Ruben Niebla and Ben Fritz for the game plan yesterday. Now, we don't know how it would have turned out, but on a normal day, Walker Buehler was throwing well enough that you probably would have left him in for the third time through the order. Got through 4 innings, gave up 1 run. It was a 2-out rally that started with a real unlucky ground ball double down the line by Corbin Carroll. It's fine. He got out of that jam with the bases loaded, and he was throwing well. But they decided to go really aggressive, knowing that this is a game that they wanted to win. They said, we're not going to risk it. We're not going to let the Diamondbacks see Walker Buehler for a third time. We've got our bullpen rested. We're going to go with Brad Glay. We're going to go with Jeremiah Estrada. We're going to go with Adrian Morejon. And we're going to go with Mason Miller, even in a non-save situation. Padres wanted that game, and they managed it like they really wanted that game.
Brad Glay in the 5th told me that, right? Like, that told me that they want this game, and it's exactly what we said that they needed to do yesterday on the roundtable. You said it, manage it a bit like a Game 7.
And they did.
And I think that's a good kind of map for all of us. If you do end up making the playoffs or having those meaningful games, that's probably what it's going to look like.
And it's also why the Padres could be dangerous if they make the playoffs, because that's a formula that works in the playoffs with all the off days, and you can be aggressive with those guys. That is something that you don't want to be facing, against the San Diego Padres, is them unleashing their top bullpen guys starting in the 4th or 5th inning. And that's before, Jason Adam and David Morgan come back. Yeah. I mean, you could literally get 3 inning starts from your entire rotation if you wanted through the most of the postseason and not be in a bad spot, because if you've got a healthy bullpen, that makes the Padres very dangerous. So, yeah, maybe Walker Buehler would have thrown 6 innings and gotten a quality start. We'll never know, and I'm glad we will never know, because the Padres wanted to win that game and managed it like they had to win that game.
I think we should all be in agreement that Walker Buehler probably shouldn't ever face the lineup the third time through, unless you have a 7-6
It's
run.
the second inning that usually gives him so much trouble, and he actually had a nice, smooth second inning. I go, okay, maybe this is. Then the third, he started getting a little bit of trouble. But you're right. Yeah,
he's always kind of pissed.
Randy
when he gets
Vasquez
taken
probably
out.
shouldn't.
He always gets pissed when he's taken out, and it's like
he's getting better. I think I think he's starting to.
He was mad last night. He said I was mad. He goes, I don't want to talk about it. We get it. You're so intense. We get it.
Like, he has to project competitiveness.
But you also have to know. You have to know what you are, and you did your job last night. You gave up 1 run in 4 innings. This is what we need.
I really wish baseball would change the rule and let starting pitchers who go whatever 4. If they're the most effective pitcher and
Yeah.
they go the longest, then give them the win.
Mason Miller should get every win because he's the most effective
Fine,
pitcher
but-
I've ever seen in my life.
but
he's 68
To
and
me,
0.
there's no reason why Walker Buehler should have not gotten the win over Bradley Rodriguez. I mean, it's a dumb rule at this point with the way that starters are used and the way you have openers and bolt guys.
Yeah, you have to change it at some point.
Give the win to the starter if they were the most, effective pitcher who went the longest. It shouldn't matter if you go 5. There's not some magic number at 5 innings that changes the course of history because the guy went 5 innings anymore. But that's just my own personal.
All wins are not created
peeve.
equal in the big league. They're just not.
All right, let's take a timeout. When we come back, we did get an update. Another one on Nick Pivetta.
Oh, boy. What is happening?
Greg Stammen. Talk about that coming up next with Bennett Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. I get that injury rehab is not always a linear process.
That's what Tim Stauffer told us yesterday.
Yeah. Well, it was
Your boyfriend.
He has gone through the flexor tendon injury in his own career, and we asked him about his recovery as it relates to Nick Pivetta trying to come back. I also understand that it is not always in the best interest of a baseball organization to be completely transparent about their injuries. We were talking before the show that in 2024, Padres knew all season long that Joe Musgrove's elbow was hanging by a thread and could go at any moment. But we got no wind of that from anybody until after it blew in the playoff series against the Atlanta Braves. That was probably smart of the Padres not to let everybody know what a dicey situation they had going with Joe Musgrove all year long. That's not bad management. That's what you have to do. But right now, when it comes to Nick Pivetta, I'm sensing a little internal conflict as to what exactly is going on with his rehab. The whole on Tuesday morning thing where he walked off the mound, then ended up throwing a bullpen, and then Craig Stammen explains the next day why that was perfectly fine and okay.
Right. This is what's getting me.
And now yesterday we find out that, well, maybe that's not a perfectly fine thing, and maybe we should be a little bit more careful with Nick Pivetta, who is now going to be paused yet again. Here was the audio from the pregame scrum at Chase Field yesterday between reporters and Craig Stammen about the current status of Nick Pivetta's rehab.
Any update on Nick and Joe? I mean, obviously the day after was a big day, but day after can also be telling also.
Yeah, both, status quo continued with their throwing programs today, and the next steps will probably be a little bit different for Nick, but Joe's kind of on schedule to make his next rehab start. Possibly.
Different in what way? Like no bullpen?
We'll probably give him a couple extra days to figure out what is going on, and if we need to pull him back a little bit, or if we can just keep going.
Just to be clear, has there been anything new evaluation-wise with Nick, or is it just because of what happened?
Yeah.
Hold off a little bit?
Yeah. I think anytime someone comes off the mound in the middle of an inning when they're rehabbing an elbow injury, we got to pause just a little bit. It'd be.
That's the part,
I have a question.
That's the part that made my head spin.
Okay.
So why didn't you pause?
I think that is a reasonable way to go about things. If a pitcher who is on a rehab assignment walks out of the game, removes himself from the game, if it's an organizational policy, which I imagine it is for all 30 teams, we're going to press pause and figure out what's going on.
Hold up.
That makes sense to me. I can get on board with that. I can't quite understand why he would then go and rip 30-ish pitches at, max velo reportedly in a bullpen. I don't know, half an hour after removing him from the game. That makes no sense to me.
I can only speculate. Eric in our chat says Nick wants that option bad. Again, remember, there's a clause in his contract if he spends whatever it is, 130 straight days on the injured list with specifically a flexor injury in his arm because he had one before they signed with him, that he loses his player option at the end of this season and it becomes a team option. That's a valuable thing for a player to have their own future in their hands as opposed to that future then being controlled by your club. So is this what we're looking at, that Nick Pivetta is probably pushing himself harder than he should to get back because of this, quite frankly, artificial deadline in his contract? Is it even wise to put something like that in a contract, knowing it could lead to a bad decision by the club, it could lead to a bad decision by the player, it can lead to bad feelings if the player thinks, I'm ready on August 21st, and the team thinks, I think you need 2 more days, and that has a major impact on his contract status. We are really in a weird spot between the organization and Nick Pivetta and what is actually best. I mean,
I see why the team would put that in there. That's like an insurance policy for them. But yeah, you play it out like it's playing out right now, and there's totally a reason for the player to not push.
And think about how confusing this is. You could have a trainer or a doctor who truly has Nick Pavetta's best interest in mind. And he's telling Nick, you're getting close. We really think, by September 2nd, you're going to be ready. And Nick's going, but that's 10 days too late. I need to get back by August 22nd. And they're going, but dude, for your long-term health, we really think you just need a little bit more time. And Nick's like, but I really need to get back from my contract
Can't they
status.
just tell him, hey, we're going to pick it up either way?
Or conversely, you can have a bad actor who's like he's probably going to be ready by August 20th, but we can definitely push that back a week. And then the player's going like, you're screwing me on my deal. Like, I can get back. I can make it back in time,
But
and
it's
you're
not
not
a
letting
foregone
me.
conclusion that the Padres wouldn't pick up his option, because I think if they think he's ready to go on day one of 2027,
No, but they might, and Nick Pavetta might not want that.
He might not want it.
Might
Yeah.
want to decline his option and become a free agent
Correct.
and hit the market and make more money.
Yes, but that's a risk, knowing that you're just coming off of a
Also
season-long
true.
injury.
It is such a complex, nuanced issue here between the club and Nick and his agent and
look,
the doctors and the trainers, and you can tell why Craig Stammen's completely spun out about this whole thing. The message changes within. I mean, he started by saying, yeah, Nick, and he's good to go. Throwing program's fine, except it's not. We're going to pause. And the reporters are like, dude, you're not even saying the same thing in your sentences about Nick Pavetta right now.
Anytime someone comes off the mound in the middle of an inning when they're rehabbing an elbow injury, we got to pause for just a little bit.
So we have...
It would be, in my opinion, a little reckless to go, hey, throw your bullpen 2 days later, make your start 4 days rest, you'll be fine. I think we're really taking really good care of him. We're being a little bit more diligent, this week, and then, maybe recovers well and it wasn't an issue.
I will survive in the background, by the way.
We have paid a lot worse.
My elbow will survive.
We've paid a lot worse players to rehab than Nick Pavetta. I'll tell you
100%.
that. So if it does mean, hey man, and I'm sure guys can get in a room and go, all right, let's.
Mike Clevenger, Drew Pomeranz.
100%.
We've seen this for years.
It's seen it for years. And I will say this. This is not an organization I worry about doing the old, let's push them out because we don't want to. They pay everybody. They pay guys they should have never have paid.
I feel like A.J. Preller roots for his own guys to make more money and hit all
feel
their
like
contract bonuses and everything. He wants them all to do as well as they possibly can.
Name one player we've nickeled and dimed. Name one. I challenge you.
Drew Pomeranz owes his entire life to the Padres.
Name one
the Padres
player.
don't nickel and dime their guys. They 50 and 100 them. I mean,
and name a player. Name a player that they're like, well, we can't bring him up. We don't want to start his serve. We've started. I'm surprised Salas isn't up. So this is not that organization. There are organizations like that exist. The Rockies are one of them. You can count them on two hands. The organizations that have done stuff like this. The Cubs did it.
Pirates.
They've done this stuff. We don't do it. So that doesn't concern me much at all. I don't. And if I'm Nick Pavetta,
it's kind of like AJ never goes to arbitration. He cares about these players.
If I'm Nick Pavetta, I'm not even worried. I'm not worried about that at all. They're gonna, if they think that you can pitch for them next year, bro, they're gonna pay you like they always do. They've paid a lot worse guys to get healthy. So I think it would be foolish of him to rush back. I get it. He's a competitor. He's been sitting on his ass rehabbing for a year. He doesn't want to do that. I understand.
And keep in mind that for the Padres, I don't think they need to rush Nick Pavetta. Now that they've acquired Robbie Ray and Casey Mize, and Joe Musgrove seems like he's coming back, you can be patient with Nick Pavetta. In fact, a healthy Nick Pavetta, you need him next year because you have no pitching rotation, by the way, for next year.
Correct.
You have... Joe, hopefully, and maybe Randy. Everyone else could be gone. Michael King could be gone. Casey Mize is a free agent. Robbie Ray is going to be a free agent. You don't have any prospects that are close to. You might need Nick Pavetta badly next year, so you want him to be as healthy as possible. So the Padres definitely have an interest in making sure that he comes back not too soon where he could exacerbate the injury and do something that, would keep him out next year or the year after as well. So that's part of this equation also.
Yeah, for sure. That's if you want to throw that up as, the Padres are being, I would highly doubt that's the guy they would decide after all these years under A.J. Preller's rule that, hey, let's take it to Nick Pavetta here. Let's really stick it to him and push him. Let's start him on the 23rd. I mean, honestly, like, if you really play that forward, God, I think about all the money that this team has lit on fire for pitchers. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And, it has happened in baseball. It happens in football. It's pretty much why the White Sox decided to throw the World Series. It's exactly why.
Earlier,
that's exactly
it literally
why they
happened
did it.
like that.
That's exactly why they did it.
Innings bonus or whatever, wins.
Yeah, that's right, man. So it happens in football. Oh, if he gets, I need 2 more receptions or whatever. And so, yeah, that's
you see how much it means to those players, by the way, like especially in football.
To
They're
get
like,
those bonuses?
hey, this guy, if he gets, another catch, he gets a
$1 million,
whatever bonus.
yeah.
And when they
It's
get
huge.
it, like the whole team knows what's going on.
100%.
They mob that guy when it happens.
100%. So
It's important to these guys.
But the mess, you're right. When you said that Craig spun out by this, he is. There's no doubt. And I can't decide if I should be critical of that or just be understanding, because I kind of understand. What I don't understand is this. Like what Paulie said, when a guy walks off the mound, if you're going to pause, then you should pause and hold for a couple of days. I don't think anybody criticizes you if you pause. Nobody. And I the fact that he was like, it's tight, but I feel good enough, I'm going to go throw 30. Well, who was there to make sure he didn't do that? But again, these guys they're autonomous. Yes, they play for a team. But they're autonomous in that I'm the only one that knows what's going on inside my head, and I'm the only one.
They have their own agency.
Yeah.
No one knows how they are feeling exactly in that arm other than themselves.
That's right. That's right. So,
and there's guys who have imaging that looks like, their elbow is Swiss cheese, and they go, I feel fine.
I feel good.
And they pitch for years that way. I mean, it does happen.
It happens.
And you have guys whose elbows imaging looks great. And they go,
can't go.
I can't go. It hurts, man. And, I just can't spin it. I can't do what I normally do. So you are reliant on the feedback you get from that player to really make the vast majority of your decisions. And everything else is just best practices. And what Craig Stammen is talking about here is best practices. You walk off the mound, we have to be cautious. And we have to at least pause
and why
for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Why I don't know. I don't know why they didn't stop him from throwing that bullpen. I think that's why there was so much speculation that, was it really an injury, or was he just embarrassed and walked off the mound thinking the inning was over just because of the body language and then the fact that he threw again? And
the thing that doesn't
there's
make
a
sense.
cover up on that, but if that was the case, then they probably have to just come clean and go, yeah, he's still on program because he didn't really feel anything. That just was a weird situation. I think he really did feel something, but
if I wanted to make sure I got my bonus or whatever, and I was throwing and something felt weird, I'd walk off the mound. That to me, so it doesn't make sense that he would then go throw 30 more pitches. No, and the other thing is, I don't think anybody directed him to. Well, you're not going to finish this inning. Get down there and throw 30. You know what I mean? I don't think it was anything like that. But if he was really worried about, that getting to that date, wouldn't the walk off the mound be, nope, this is self-preservation? Going down to that bullpen and throwing 30 more is not self-preservation. I don't know what it is. So it's just a weird situation altogether.
K-Law says, do you think it was Nick's decision alone to throw more in the bullpen? I do.
I think I do. I think 1,000%.
Do the Padres send somebody out there, or is he just telling the Elsinore guys, hey, I'm good, I'm going to throw?
I mean, everyone there in the Lake Elsinore Storm uniform is a Padre. They're in the organization. Someone's communicating with them. Did someone tell Nick, I don't think this is a good idea? I mean, how do you stop the guy? Like, lock the bullpen door. You can't go do it. If he wants to do it and he wants to throw, he's going to find a way to throw. I don't know if that's what happened or not. I mean, it is a weird situation all around.
Mr. B says the Padres need to protect the players from themselves. I think it's why we're seeing Joe 2 years later. He overdid it trying to come back too soon. I mean, here's the thing, Mr. B. These guys aren't little leaguers. They're not 14-year-olds. They're not 50. Those are the kids you need to protect from themselves. These are professional baseball players. They are professional. They come to you and they say, look, it hurts, but I can go. And I want to go. And I need to go. I want to make sure, they're guaranteed contracts, so they're going to get paid. But I need to be out there. I need to be helping my team. I have I think I can get through it. I think I can fight through it. It's such a big part of sports. We always laud the guy that is fighting through it. You know, how much praise did we give Manny for playing on one ankle, even though he's hitting like a $110? May have been bringing the team down. But what that did was the other guys that were banged up and nicked up go, well, I got to be out there. If Manny's out there on one ankle and he's getting 4 hours of treatment every day, I got to do it.
And David J. says, with Mad Friars, there were multiple front office and pitching development group guys in Elsinore on Tuesday.
You would absolutely think so. With
It
Joe
was a
Musgrove
big
and
day
Nick
for
Pavetta
two
being
guys
there.
out there. They were watching it closely. Just adds to the whole weirdness of the situation.
Hell, I don't even know that we mentioned it. The Dodgers probably had people there because Tyler Glass now was pitching on the other side of that game.
It was the place to be.
That was
The fact
crazy.
it was
11
like
a.m. in Lake Elsinore.
95 and in Lake Elsinore, but it was
Probably
the place
the biggest
to be.
game Lake Elsinore's ever had.
One of them,
Maybe,
for
yeah.
sure.
Well, and you know, I think Tyler went his 2 innings. It's easier to pitch the 2 innings if you were never actually hurt. You know, that's the good thing. If you're never hurt, you were just chilling because you need to be ready for the postseason push. Yeah, you're gonna come back feeling pretty good. So
we need to take a timeout. We've got Don't Do This before Darren Smith. I don't know how many people have basically lost their introductory news conference so badly that they may now not be able to effectively do their job anymore.
Yeah.
But we had a situation in college sports yesterday. Definitely rises to Don't Do This. We'll get to that coming up next with Ben and Woods on a Friday morning on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, when your baseball team is in the hunt, every decision matters. Preparation shows up. Mistakes get magnified. That's the same mindset people need heading into retirement. Once you're close, there's less room for error. Market downturns, inflation, or poor timing can have a bigger impact. That's why Trajan Wealth helps people prepare before it's crunch time. TRAJANwealth.com. Their fiduciary advisors help build income and investment strategies designed to weather volatility. And fiduciary, that's important. That means they must have your best interests in mind. They're not trying to sell you specific products to make commissions. They just want to help your future. So they're local, independent, right here in San Diego. Offices at Liberty Station, Carlsbad, and Escondido. If retirement is getting closer, now is the time to be proactive. Start by calling 1-855-TRAJAN1. That's 1-855-TRAJAN1, or just go online to TRAJANwealth.com. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Actual client, paid advertisement, additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
We'll talk Padres and SDFC with our friend Darren Smith at the bottom of the hour. First, though, Don't Do This is brought to you by Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers, helping San Diego homeowners and contractors fix it, build it, and
enjoy it.
All righty, Woods, get us started.
I enjoyed this very much yesterday. Purdue, the Boilermakers, they've got a new athletic director, Tommy McClellan, and he stepped to the podium yesterday and delivered a message that has ruffled the feathers of pretty much everybody in sports. Listen to how he kind of opened his press conference yesterday.
Every recruit, every current student athlete will hear this message repeatedly. We are here to win championships. If you don't want to win championships, go to Indiana.
They just won the.
Who's going to tell him?
They just won the national title.
Yeah.
Kurt Cignetti. They beat the Boilermakers last year 56-3 to end the regular season on their way to a perfect 16-0 record and the national title.
Saw people already scheduling that date. I think it's in November of this year.
But in 2024, they beat Purdue 66-0. So, slight improvement, I guess.
It's like when AJ Preller was recruiting Shohei Ohtani. I remember he said, "Look, we're the San Diego Padres.
We're here
to win World Series championships. If you don't want to win a World Series championship,
go to the Dodgers.
You can go to the Dodgers.
Go to the Dodgers. Exactly. We're here to win championships. You don't want to do that, go to LA.
I don't know if he was just trying to save face. Afterwards, he said it was a joke. But if it was, it went over
Everyone's
like a lead balloon. I mean, that one, I don't even get it. There's dry humor and there's just non-humor. That I don't even get it. They just won a national championship.
Like it just happened. Purple says Kurt Cignetti is going to rip his face off and wear it. Cignetti is a lunatic. All right, it was great, though. It was great.
Pablo Torre just keeps finding out about Kawhi Leonard. It's just not going
the NBA
well.
must hate this guy.
For Kawhi and Uncle Dennis and the Clippers, because after months of the scandal involving the environmental sponsorship that was, thought to be a way to circumvent the salary cap that he had done already. Pablo Torre found out again on his podcast yesterday, saying that he has talked to sources that there was also another seven-figure, multi-million-dollar sponsorship under the table with Daktronics, the scoreboard operator at the Intuit Dome, the company that makes scoreboards and made their big, giant scoreboard at the new arena. Don't remember seeing a lot of TV commercials lately with Kawhi Leonard for Daktronics either. Hey, when I score points, I love it when they put it up on the Daktronics scoreboard.
It's the only scoreboard I use. Why? Daktronics, simply the best.
According to his high-level source that Pablo Torre talked to, they said it was 1,000% a way to circumvent the salary cap. It was funneling money from the Clippers through Daktronics back to Kawhi.
What's going to happen to him?
I don't know. Because
traded,
again,
right? Or he free agent?
He was traded to Toronto, but they nixed the deal because the investigation's still going. And Adam Silver said, if we end up suspending him, all the punishment goes to you, Toronto, on their team. And they go, well,
we don't want
him then now. We got to wait until the investigation's over. And they said the investigation might last into next year. So they're just in this limbo now. And again, I'm still not sure if you can pin any of this on Kawhi. It may all end up being on the Clippers, for funneling the money that they weren't supposed to. Now, I have no doubt that Kawhi or Uncle Dennis or Kawhi's people facilitated and asked for this, but it's really the Clippers' responsibility to say no, and if you won't sign with us, then you won't sign with us. But we can't break NBA rules just to find a way to sign you.
I wish a company would take the extra mile to try to funnel me more money.
Right.
It actually bums me out. This company actively works against me making money, which we talked about earlier in the year. We'll go back and revisit that.
You don't have any under-the-table sponsorships?
No, mine are. I pay. I have to actually. Anything I do ends up costing me money, as you know.
Yes, I do.
As you know. So I don't know. Like in the world, I think it's obviously very shady and very illegal, but it doesn't move my needle very much. You know what I mean? I'm like, rich guy wanted more money. Like I don't know. I feel like this happens all the time.
Even richer guy gave it to him.
Even richer, yeah. Like okay, slap it like. Bad.
I think it would make if the Clippers had won the NBA title.
Yes,
with Kawhi,
right.
Then we'd all go like,
this is an outrage.
This is unfair. They exploited the system to get an advantage on everybody else. But because the Clippers stunk, everyone's like, you're not even good at cheating.
You're dumb.
You're just you're even
just
bad
dumb.
at cheating.
It costs you
It's
more money to lose.
I got to think the other teams are more laughing at them than like truly concerned. Like, oh no,
It's
yeah.
like spend more money than you should have to be worse than everybody else. So last night for Do This, I wanted to definitely talk about this.
DD Mega Doo-Doo.
Before the game, the Padres game at 6:40, I had tuned in briefly to the Red Sox-White Sox game. And I looked and I went, 4-0 White Sox. Wow, they're rolling. They're going to beat this team, the Boston Red Sox. We talked about the Red Sox yesterday and how they just don't lose baseball games anymore. They just don't. They don't lose baseball games. And I said, 4-0. Looks like these guys are cruising. Oh, look at that. Red Sox just cut it to 4-2. Oh, White Sox got one back. It's 5-2. Oh, my God, the Red Sox tied it up. It's 5-5. Oh, White Sox jump back in front, 7-5. Then I flip over to the Padres game. And I'm watching like the scroll, on my phone. I'm not watching the game, but I'm watching like the updates. You guys, this might be the greatest regular season game of all time. So I just ran you through the first few innings, essentially. 7-7 tie. Then 9-7 White Sox. Then 9-9 tie. 10-9 White Sox. 10-10 tie. 11-10 White Sox. 11-11 tie. And then in the 13th inning of the game, after the score was knotted at 11-11, this happened.
On the way. Up the middle, base hit! Here he comes! Sogard rounding to throw home, and the Sox win again! What a wild ride on a roller coaster tonight! And that's 8 in a row and another sweep! 5 times the Red Sox come from behind to tie, and now they win it in 13.
So they are 8-0 in their last 8. They are 26-3 in their last 29, and they are 31-5 in their last 36, man. They have swept teams sitting in first place 5 different times in the last month and a half. The Yankees, the White Sox, the Rays, the Dodgers, and the White Sox again. 13 innings. Game of the decade, I think, last night.
31-5 is nuts. And I heard Chris Ello talking about yesterday, and I remembered this. When the Detroit Tigers in 1984 started the season 35-5 in their first 40 games. And I remember opening up the standings on the paper every morning going, they won again? They won again? It's incredible. Now, because this isn't the beginning of the season, you don't notice it quite as much, but the Boston Red Sox are doing something historic right now, and they just can't lose, and it's pretty amazing to watch.
How fun is that to watch, man, to be a part of if you're a New Englander? Just every night, you're riveted. You can't. They're just the grittiest team of all time. It's that's the definition.
How are they
grit.
going to win tonight?
How are they going to win tonight?
Yeah,
and
pretty fun.
Those guys probably want to sleep at the ballpark. They probably never want this to end. The 31-5 is bananas, and they did it again. So kudos to them. Congratulations.
And that is Don't and Do This for a Friday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, we'll talk more Padres with our friend Darren Smith, and SDFC lost last night. Another game tomorrow back at home. All coming up next. Broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. Ben and Woods on a Friday on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
You know what gets me most fired up on a Friday? Insurance. That's what really gets me going on a Friday morning heading into the weekend. Listen, Super Sure Insurance will take good care of you. They are the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and your employee benefits. Look, it can be a little bit mundane sometimes talking about insurance, but absolute necessary. You have to have it every single time. It's a necessity. So whether you're the owner of a business, CFO, or HR manager, can be too complex just to buy a policy online. You're not really sure what's covered and what's not. But they've got year-round support for you and your team at supersure.com. Access their tools like the fine print facts, pretty self-explanatory. Takes your current policy and translates it into plain English. You can see what's covered and what's not, plus the business value calculator. Estimate what your business is worth. You know what actually needs protecting. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform. All your policies in one place. Go to supersure.com. That's supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency. He just, here, I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee
It's going to in a second.
right here.
That is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Ben and What's brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. I think when it comes to SDFC, a couple of things can be true. They have not been as sharp this season as they were in their inaugural season last year. The schedule makers have also done them no favors as they made their third trip to the high-altitude area in or around Mexico City yesterday to face another really, really good south of the border opponent in Club America. And joining us right now to talk about it is SDFC broadcaster and our friend from Friar Territory, Darren Smith, is with us here on 97.3 The Fan. Good morning, Darren.
Good morning.
Hey, buddy.
How are you guys doing?
Doing well. Looks like you're in Kauai right now.
Beautiful
yes.
sunset.
You know, it's funny you say that because a lot of people often confuse Imperial Beach, California with Kauai.
It's the bridge in the background.
I heard.
That's right. They call Kauai the Imperial Beach of Hawaii.
I reported yesterday that for the first time this year, they actually opened the beach in Imperial Beach. There was not too much sewage in the water, so enjoy some swimming today, Darren. You can get out there in the ocean.
Not bridge,
Yeah,
the dock,
I mean,
pier.
Pier.
God, I'm dying.
People still swim and surf all the time here. I know people sometimes ask who don't come down to Imperial Beach, like, well, the beaches are closed. Like there's this literal fence preventing you from going in the Pacific Ocean. But man, I don't know if people take penicillin shots or what they do, but people go in this water and they surf all the time. And I guess the theory is, listen, it's always been there and we haven't had these signs on the beach. And for the most part, people were okay. But I don't know. I probably am not going to go running into the ocean, but it's good to know at least I can.
Yeah, exactly. So what were your thoughts kind of on SDFC, obviously since coming out of the break, but then this, another mid-season or near the end of the season tournament that they go play and didn't look good, obviously, in the first half, Darren. I flipped it over for a while and saw it was like 2-0, and I went, all right, I'm going to go watch the Padres. But not great, but were you very surprised by the result?
I wouldn't say I was surprised by the result. I would say I thought that just getting run off the field on the scoreboard in the first half was a bit of a bummer because this tournament is kind of a goofy one and not everybody's into it. Let me pick and choose my words carefully here as an employee. But sometimes you see an experimental lineup and you see Anders Dreyer coming out of a game and Marcus Ingvartson not starting a game and you think, okay. And the schedule, this is the first year that this tournament where Mexican teams are hosting matches, and it hasn't really gone well for the MLS teams. They're 1-3 in Mexico. MLS teams are 7-1 in the US. Make of that what you will. It's only a couple of days. We'll see. But, this is a tournament where nobody was quite sure if the Mexican teams were really into it because all the games were being played in the States, and it was sort of thrown together and disjointed in the middle of these seasons. So I don't know. I'm not suggesting that they weren't going for it. I mean, they always are going for it. If they're putting players on the field, they're trying to win the game. But, again, it's the first time we saw that formation with 5 defenders at the back and, just some of the decisions, but yeah, I mean, I thought there were some good moments. I know nobody's interested in moral victories anymore, but at least for this tournament, I thought trying something like this was when they chose to try something, right? And again, playing against a team like Club America, they've got really, really good players, and they're playing at home. So there's a different level of expectation than if that team were playing here or if that team were playing somewhere in the U.S. It's a massive club, big deal. They bring fans all over the world. But when you're playing there, teams, they got to perform when you're playing in Mexico. So, I think that's what we've seen shake out, at least through the first couple of days of this tournament. So we'll see. I think Sunday's going to be great against Club Tijuana. I think it's going to be a great celebration of the region. I know last year when we hosted the Baja Cup between SDFC and Club Tijuana, it was great. You had fans from both teams and people from both sides. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, for a night, again, I'm not saying that they weren't trying to win the game, but I think they felt like, hey, this is a night where we could try something different here. And, certainly through the first half, they just had their lunch handed to them a couple different times.
I'm usually up on formats, but I must say for the Leagues Cup, can they still advance? How does the group play work? Is there a wild card? Do they have to win the group to advance? Or
you can usually like the prevailing thought is usually that you better win that first game. You win that first game, it's like might impact your decision making in the second game. Now they're not eliminated, but they're up against it, and I haven't taken a peek to just see where they are and who's done what yet. But usually the thinking is, if you come out, you have success in that first game. Then you look at the tournament a little bit differently. If you lose that first one, then you're like, well, maybe we'll rotate a little bit. But, this game on Sunday, again, just because of who the two teams are, and because I know both teams are going to be interested in putting on a good show for fans, I think it'll be a lot of fun. You're not out of it. But, man, the road is certainly uphill when you start the tournament off with a loss like that.
7:00, Snapdragon Stadium, Sunday, game 2 of the Leagues Cup against the Tijuana Cholos. All right, let's get to baseball. First, start with your reaction to the Padres' moves at the trade deadline. Obviously, the Casey Mize debut didn't go well, but presumably they did address their main issue, going into the last 2 months of the season.
Yeah, and they addressed the main issue, and they really didn't have to pluck from the big league roster. So, to me, that's win-win right there, and that you can bring in quality pitchers. I mean, you have to sort of laugh off the Casey Mize one. Easy for me to say, probably not so easy for him.
Yeah.
But, you have to think that is just a total fluke and probably a product of not having pitched and new surroundings. Just the whirlwind that getting traded we often hear is. But, yeah, I mean, I like it. I think that these are moves that give you at least they, in theory, give you some options should you get to the postseason, but they also really help get you to the postseason. And though they still are outside looking in, I don't know that this whole pitching cocaine chaos ball is really going to work for the remainder of the regular season.
That's what I'm calling it from now on.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know that it was, that didn't have an expiration date. That was a really sustainable strategy. I mean, it was okay because you were patching it together and managing, and guys were doing different things in different spots. But was that really the way that you were gonna to go to the postseason? So I like that this gives you what appears to be a little bit more stability in the rotation. As far as the offense, I think Preller can rightfully look at his team and look at Manny and look at Jackson and look at these guys and be like, listen, we've invested $1 billion in this offense.
Yes.
I went out there, I got you guys pitching. You guys have just got to do this. You just have got to put up enough offense that you can back up what we've done on the pitching staff. And we know what the bullpen is. So much better team. I know everybody said the same thing. It's a better team than it was a week ago. I think Preller again shows that he can be really creative at the deadline. Yep. If you give him a blank check, he's creative. If you give him no money, he can be creative. If you give him a little bit of money, he can figure out a way to bring some players in here. I know there's a little fatigue as it relates to him. But for me, I mean, I just think he's a pretty creative guy, and whatever hand he's holding, he figures out a way to play it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And, I'm glad that you said it, and we don't have to say it, so nobody calls us names. But Darren Smith joins us here on Ben and Woods this morning. I don't know if you heard our conversation about Nick Pivetta earlier in the situation that's going on and kind of what your thoughts are on that. I thought it was that. I mean, look, after many, 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 many years of this, you have a lot more than I do under your belt. Nothing should come as a surprise, but I do think the point that these guys they're not nickel and dimers. In fact, I think we probably wish they were a little bit more nickel and dimey at times. Do you get the sense that this is just a Nick Pivetta thing? Like he's kind of a weird dude. He's kind of really intense and kind of does his own thing. I'm kind of putting this kind of squarely on his back at this point.
I think that's I think that's probably the right approach, is that we all understand Nick Pivetta. I've never met him. I don't know if you guys have.
Yeah, we have. We interviewed him.
Yeah. How'd that go?
It was fine. Like he's a
good dude.
He's one of those.
Training is always a little different,
but he's one of those between the lines. He's like, and then
I've seen him in the clubhouse before games. He's loose. He's fun. He's one of the guys. Like he's just a normal dude. It's when it's game day and he's
not
in
mad
between the
bum.
lines.
You know what I mean? He's not mad bum.
Yeah, 100%.
Not one of those. Those tryhards. Yeah, I don't know. I remember Manny saying last year. And Manny sometimes is kind of funny in his own way. He's like, Nick's a different guy.
Yeah.
When Manny's saying that sort of stuff, the guy's been around a clubhouse his whole life. But I also can't help but think for this guy, and I know nobody's gonna break out a violin for Nick Pivetta, who's I think made 19 this year. I think his salary for the season's 19, but he also is due 10, 20, 29, 20, like 30 something plus if he were to opt into the contract, right? And I can't help but think the contract isn't somehow mentally messing with this circumstance,
right?
Because if I were him, I know he hasn't spoken to the media. Like he declined to speak to the media at Petco Park. He declined to speak to the media, whatever was there at Lake Elsinore. I think it was like Jeff Sanders and Marty. Forgive me if somebody else was there, but he declined to do that. And the reason why, I would guess, is because one of the first questions is going to be about how we all know the Padres have this option to get out of the contract if he's on the IL for X amount of time. And if I were him, like we all know players. We have all known players throughout the years who have had injuries. And whatever it is that they can do to get on the field, they will do it. I mean, I've known players that have taken what is that shot? Cortisone shot?
Toradol?
Like cortisone shots 30 times a year.
Yep.
That's probably going against medical advice.
100%.
You know what I mean? Probably not what the team doctor is suggesting you do, or maybe some team doctors are suggesting. There are other guys out there that are pitching with torn ligaments, that are guys that are pitching out there with bad shoulders. They're doing, who knows what they're doing to stay out there on the field. And, if you're Nick Pivetta and you see that timeline out there, maybe somewhere in your mind, it starts, messing with you a little bit. And like you want to at least, I heard what you guys were saying. It's so weird to watch him walk off the field. Everybody's standing like, what happened here? And then he goes and he throws, and then apparently threw again yesterday. Well, like now the manager's saying he shouldn't be throwing.
Right.
So what are we doing? Like who's running things here? But the player, has his own, he can run his own protocol if he wants to a certain extent. And it, I don't know. Is he sending the sign like, guys, don't bail on me. Don't bail on me. I'm throwing, I'm doing, whatever. Is that what's happening here? Or is he just a weirdo? I don't know. Maybe maybe I'm reading too much into all of this, but I don't know, that whole contract thing hovering over the whole situation. I don't know how that can't be part of the story.
Yeah. Talking to Darren Smith on our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It is better. And Darren, I asked this question on a roundtable yesterday. Looks like Padres ownership is going to be approved any day now. It's gone through committee, just awaiting the final vote. So when Kwanzaa Jones and Jose E. Feliciano come in, realistically, I mean, they're not going to double the payroll, but, what do you want to see from the new owners when the kind of curtain gets peeled back in order to feel confident that the Padres are in good hands? Do you want to move right away? Is words enough for you? What are you looking for from the new owners when we finally see them take control?
I think I want to listen to them. I think one of the things that stood out to me in the statement when they, first were not approved, but when it was first announced that they would be the group that was going to buy the shares, was, they said something that I remember Peter Seidler saying, which is, we're going to listen. We're here to learn a bit. I want to sense, what level of sincerity there is. I don't want a bunch of, PR workshop stuff. I want to feel like who are these people? We don't know anything about these people, right? I mean, the only time I've ever heard Jose Feliciano speak is, he's speaking at some, business seminar somewhere, and I've sat here with toothpicks in my eyes listening to 30 minutes of it so I could try to learn a little bit of something about the person. So I think I want to just, I don't expect him to come out and say, and here's my present to San Diego, Adrian Morejon, 10-year contract. I don't think it's anything like that. I think I just want to kind of learn what they're all about and why are they doing this, and feel like there is some separation from especially from Feliciano, from the private equity stuff, that this is something that's not just him seeing an opportunity to make money because, baseball might be in a different financial structure. So I don't know, this is a lot of gobbledygook, but I think I just want to kind of feel them out a little bit and see what's motivating them to do this, because these are not people that seem like obvious choices.
Yeah.
These are not people that have any sort of local ties. So we've all fell in love with somebody who didn't have local ties. The person who preceded.
Thank you, Darren. I appreciate that very much. Man. That means a lot to me coming from you,
course,
man. Thank you.
Of course,
Thank you.
And birds of a feather.
That's right.
So I think that's it for me. I don't know that there's anything they can do. I don't want them to sort of, yes, I do want them to buy our affection at some point.
Yes,
but
gotta have it. It's for sale.
I don't know that you could do that day one.
It's
you know
for
what
sale.
I mean? I think, just like I want to feel like these people are after what we were used to, I want to feel like they understand this.
Darren,
base. Like they've listened to this fan base, they understand it, and they're never going to be perfect. They're not going to be all things to all people, but I think they can certainly do the job and make us feel like they're in it for the right reasons.
Out of time, Darren. Really
Thank you,
appreciate
brother.
it. Have a great weekend, and we will talk to you again
Thank
next
you, guys.
Friday. Darren Smith,
All right, appreciate it.
We've got our SDCCU management report up next. The CEO of the Padres getting his perspective on the ownership change and more. Eric Grupner will join us when we come back. More Ben and Woods next on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, my friends, we are halfway home on a Friday. Time for the management report. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl, executive producer. And Ben Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor, joins us as well. Benjamin, take it away, my friend.
Yeah, let's get right to it. And we're joined this morning on our SDCCU management report by the chief executive officer of the San Diego Padres, Eric Grupner. And Eric, I know that there's 162 of these games every single season. Last night's felt pretty big, one that the Padres really wanted to have, and came through with a good performance. How'd you feel about that one last night?
Hey, guys. Great to be with you. Yeah, it felt really good about, obviously, the outcome, but also going into the game. You know, we had a well-rested back end of the bullpen with Morahone and Miller not having pitched. Unfortunately, we weren't in a position to need them the night before. But, yeah, we felt really good going into the game. And it was, probably the closest thing you get to a must-win on August 6th. The tiebreaker we anticipate may factor in down the stretch against the other teams that we're battling against for a wild card. So a big win. I think more importantly than that, even just nice continued momentum for this team coming back home with a big series against the Astros. And we got 46 left, guys. And it's going to be about how many of those 46 we can win to get into the postseason, and then hopefully get even healthier and hotter going into the postseason, make a run and win a championship.
Does a win like that soften the blow a little bit from any blowback that you might get from sending out the season ticket renewal email? Because listen, you see reactions on Twitter. We talked about it a little bit on our show yesterday. But yeah, you guys have increased prices by 3%. What's been the feedback you guys have gotten so far?
Largely positive feedback. There's voices always out there that are, not going to agree with the approach that we take on any given decision, whether that's a player transaction, a business decision. And overwhelmingly, the response has been positive from the fan base. And our goal is to continue to be the very best we can be for our fans, both with the team that we put on the field, the experience that we give night in and night out at Petco Park. And, we're incredibly grateful for our fans. We remain grateful for the support we get from our fans. And the reality is we're no different than any other business. We've got to make sure at the end of the day that, we can continue to do what we need to do, fielding a top 10 payroll, giving us the greatest opportunity to compete for a championship. And at the same time, no pricing stays flat in our economy. We're not immune to that. And we've, got to continue to, adjust our pricing as everything else around us is adjusting the costs of running the team. And, I feel like a 3% increase is, fairly moderate, given, the surrounding economy right now and what we need to do. And we have a lot of support from our fans, and we're incredibly grateful for that.
It's so funny. Padres CEO Eric Grupner joins us on Ben and Woods. Ben asked this question yesterday. You just kind of alluded to it in your answer, and it's the measure of success, right? And, Ben asked me, okay, now that you've gone out and improved the starting rotation at the deadline, Woodsy, what do you think successful season for the San Diego Padres would be? Is it World Series or bust? I know, listen, like you just said, you're a business as well. You have to make sure the business is successful. AJ wants to make sure that the team is successful. Craig wants to make sure, Manny wants to have a successful season, but I think it's different for everyone. How do you assess a successful season for the San Diego Padres?
Well, for some time now, the standard for us is winning a World Series championship, and that hasn't changed really for the last 6 years. We've been to the postseason 4 out of the last 6 years. I think your question's a good one. I do take issue a little bit with the concept that there's different goals in different areas of the organization. There's one goal, and when we talk about, even what we do in other areas of our business, if it's, our concert business and an events business that we spun out at the start of this year and continue to grow, all of that, everything we do is in service of trying to win a World Series championship and putting the most competitive team that we can on the field. And everybody is aligned in that goal. So that is the goal. And to win a championship, you first, at the risk of stating the obvious, need to have a winning team that qualifies for the postseason. And then from there, you have to be a team that is as complete and hopefully as healthy as possible, playing your best baseball going into the postseason. And, if you look back at those Giants teams that won 3 World Series championships every other year, they were wild card teams and they didn't qualify for the postseason the following year. And, there's a lot of stories of teams that start to play their best baseball the second half, the last couple months of the season, the last month of the season going into the postseason, and then they're hot and they run through the postseason and win a championship. And I don't see any reason why that can't be us this year. That's our goal. And, the moves we made at the deadline, I believe, are, testament to the fact that we are committed to winning a championship. We address the greatest need we had, unfortunately, due to some of the injuries we have, which is our starting rotation. And, we hope to at least get Joe Musgrove back in the rotation before the end of the month. And we ride. And, we've got a team that's getting hot offensively, an exciting team, and they're playing together as a team. And, we feel really good about it, but it's going to be a battle to the end to get into the postseason. And then from there, October is always special when you're playing, postseason baseball.
Talking to Eric Grupner on our SDCCU management report. It's not big bank banking, it's better. And I want to talk about the trade deadline because no one's surprised when you and AJ are aggressive again and trying to make the team better. But I can't imagine the conversation was always about that, because in the 2 weeks before, there was definitely I don't know if this club is going to be in position. And then you guys won 8 out of 9, and it became a bit more obvious which way that would go. But what were the conversations behind the scenes like in those couple of weeks leading up to the trade deadline?
Yeah, I think you nailed it, Ben, on the front end of that 2-week period. I think we were prepared to potentially go in a couple of different directions based on how the team played. It sort of really interesting. I'm sure you guys have talked about this. And unfortunately, I don't get the pleasure of listening to your show every day, but I imagine this is a topic you guys have talked about in the past. It's a small sample size of games, right? That 2 weeks leading up to a trade deadline, but it can have an outsized impact on how you view the probability of the team being able to make the postseason, and then the wisdom of really investing into that team at the deadline. And thankfully, our team made it really easy for us. They played great baseball. They continue to play great baseball. I think the offense has woken up, and certainly performing as a team and individually much closer to the career, output that a lot of these players have done for years and years, or performed at for years and years. And it's a more connected lineup that's, scoring more runs and looks a little bit more like that offense that we had to start the season. So team made it relatively easy for us over that 2-week period. They really proved to the front office, AJ, myself, ownership, that, this is a team that is worth investing in at the deadline, because we think our best baseball is still ahead of us. And we think we can have a deep postseason run and compete for a championship.
Eric, too, one of the things we just talked to Darren Smith about, Ben asked him the question about the new ownership, which will be approved soon, is kind of what we're hearing in maybe 10 days. Is that right? The 17th, but something around that time. But what can you tell us as somebody that spent some time with Jose Feliciano and Kwanzaa Jones? What can we, the fans, expect from the new ownership group?
I think our fans are going to be really excited as they get to know Jose and Kwanzaa better. They are two of the most competitive, down-to-earth, intelligent people that I've met and spent time with, and they are going to be tremendous owners for this franchise going forward. What the Seidler family and Peter really in particular brought to this city and this team was something that we had never seen before. It was a commitment to winning, a commitment to putting a competitive team on the field year in and year out. That really was without precedent in the history of this franchise. And as we look forward to the vision that Jose and Kwanzaa have, which our fans are going to be able to hear directly from them in the not too distant future, as you alluded to, they're going to hear more of the same, with a long-term commitment to stewardship of this franchise, connection with our fans and the community, and competing for championships. And that's what they're all about. And so I think the fans, I think you guys, the media, I think, our community, everybody is going to fall in love with Jose and Kwanzaa, because they're going to get to know who they are. And They're really great people, very competitive, very smart, very hardworking, and they have a big, bold, long-term vision for this franchise.
Eric, of course, they are stepping in at a pivotal time for Major League Baseball with CBA negotiations underway and certainly talk of a potential lockout coming this offseason. What can you kind of add? I mean, a lot of discussion the last couple of weeks about the Dodgers ruining baseball. I got to say that I am frustrated by what they continue to do, and not that I blame them. I expect you guys to do the same thing if you were in their position, but the revenue disparities and how it kind of works definitely seems to be a problem. But at the same time, I also have been a players guy in my life and go, hey, you know what? Free market works pretty well in most other things. Why should they have a salary cap? So I'm very torn as a fan on this issue. Where do you see this kind of heading, and how perilous are the waters for Major League Baseball and the players as we hit this offseason?
Yeah, so we remain optimistic that the 27th season will be played as scheduled. But obviously, with the CBA coming up and negotiations underway, it's a fair question, and I know it's on a lot of people's minds. I do think that, it's important to point out that the commissioner and the players union will handle the negotiations for the new CBA. That's not something that, the Padres are involved in directly. However, MLB's goal is to reach a fair agreement with the players union that improves the game for fans and creates greater competitive balance, which you alluded to. And I do think we've reached a point of competitive crisis as an industry. And I do think the best version of Major League Baseball is one where, regardless of the market that a team plays in, their fan base has a realistic hope, maybe not every year, but certainly every few years, that they can have a team in that market that can compete for a championship. And I think you've seen that in the NBA, the NFL, where you've had dynasties in cities like Milwaukee and Kansas City and San Antonio. And I think we've reached a point as an industry where, unfortunately, a lot of the teams and their fan bases just don't feel like their team can be competitive and doesn't have a realistic hope of competing for a championship. And that's not a healthy industry. That's not a healthy league. And I think we remain hopeful that the players union and Major League Baseball can work together to find a new CBA that is fair to the players, grows the popularity of our game, and creates greater competitive balance.
So do you guys just go head down, nose to the grindstone, which work like it may not be stopped? I mean, I know you have to have a plan. You guys are pretty good about having multiple plans for multiple situations. Have you guys gotten in the weeds on that yet, or still just trying to get through this season?
Yeah, I mean, we're certainly, as we do at this time of the year, planning for next year. I think next year creates some potential variables that most years don't, and we're certainly planning around that. But I would say everything is business as usual, will remain business as usual for as far ahead as I can see. I think we'll be ready to respond and adjust as things play out over the course of the off season and into next season. But right now, as I mentioned at the start, we remain optimistic that the 27th season will be played as scheduled, and that's what we're planning for.
Eric, really appreciate it. Good insight. We always enjoy our chats when we get a chance to do this, and good luck to the Padres the rest of the season.
Appreciate it, guys. Hope to see you here at the ballpark this weekend.
Thanks, Group.
Padres CEO Eric Grupner, our SDCCU management report. It's not big bank banking. It is better. And yeah, Padres hosting the Houston Astros this weekend at Petco Park, starting tonight on a City Connect Friday, 6:40. And then tomorrow's a 4:15 start, I believe. And then Sunday is the Sunday Night Baseball game on NBC against the Houston Astros. So the national telecast.
Peacock or?
No, actual NBC, the big network, and
Peacock.
So you can also watch it on Peacock if you like to stream things, just way better. But I've been reading lately, like NBC, really high marks for how they've done in their first season as a network broadcaster on their Sunday Night Baseball telecasts. Yeah,
it's been great.
And they have a rotating cast, isn't it? Like whoever. is playing that weekend.
Joey Votto's been on there.
You know,
It's been
PV did
good.
it when
Yeah,
the Padres
PV,
did it
yep.
before.
Rizzo, I
so,
think.
Yeah. So, you know, people seem to have really enjoyed the product, the presentation of all of it, the pre and the post game shows. And that's not easy to do because I have noticed that generally us as fans are inclined to not want to like something that's new and different. Oh, no, ESPN did it this way for so many years. I don't like the new stuff. When Fox first started doing football, I hated it. Remember the robots?
Oh, the robots, yeah.
The new score graphics, and it was like, I can't stand this. And then, of course, you know, got used to it. But NBC's kind of killed it in their first year, so I'll have the national game on Sunday night.
Still prefer Apple TV over just about everything. I only wish I could get Dawn and Mud, but I'm happy having Tony and Jesse because the visual product of Apple TV is just so good.
Yeah, being able to flip over to Tony and Jesse's, and it's weird.
It's already synced too. I love that.
Yeah, but they'll be talking to a player, and he'll just be mouthing the words, but you hear Jesse and Tony. It's a little
Heidi
bit off,
Watney or whatever talking
yeah.
to somebody, and you can't hear anything, and you hear like a Sinley Foods commercial bleeding through or something. But overall, like that combo is really, really solid.
It's
All
great.
right, we'll take a timeout. When we come back, last game of the week, take on Woods, just our music category, so keep that in mind. But you do have a chance to win concert tickets instantly to see Muse at North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. If you want to be our contestant, call now, 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Play our game, and then we'll have more Padres talk coming up, heading toward 10 o'clock with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, SDFatLoss.com is the way to lose weight fast, effectively, safely, and consistently. You can lose up to a pound of fat per day, 10 to 20% of your body weight in just 60 days by following a program that is based on a regular real food diet. And to me, that was huge. I had done the programs where you replace meals with shakes or bars. I kind of hated it. I did lose some weight, and then I gained it back because once I started eating real food again, my body goes, ooh, it just doesn't work. But with SDFatLoss.com, you're already eating real food, so the maintenance is completely different. I have kept my weight off, 40 pounds that I lost for 3 years. If you'd like to learn how the program can work for you like it worked for me, set up a free consultation right now at SDFatLoss.com. And if you sign up for the program, you can still get $200 off their summer special. One-time fee, one-time program, not the ongoing cost of the GLP-1 injections that have the side effects, and you're going to lose muscle, and you can't stop taking them. No, this is one time only, and you can keep the weight off like I did by going to SDFatLoss.com. That's SDFatLoss.com. Results may vary.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Our thanks again, Padres CEO Eric Grupner. We were just talking about the NBC broadcast. I would be remiss if I didn't bring up yesterday's news from the NL West as well. The announcement of Mike Krukow of his retirement at the end of the season as half of one of the two most popular television broadcast teams in all of baseball. Of course, Don and Mud, we love them here in San Diego, but they love Kruk and Kipe just as much in the Bay Area. And Krukow announced he was going to be hanging it up at the end of the year.
It's kind of a tough one to go out on if you're him. I mean, he's had some really, really good years. I personally don't get it. I've listened to him enough, but there's people that feel that way about Mud and Don, and that's fine. It's personal preference. But yeah, you can't deny the weight that tandem has had in San Francisco, certainly. And so, yeah, man, I hope he rides off.
I don't know
what
the age difference is, but Kipe sticking around?
I didn't see any announcement from him, which means if he is, they're going to have to find a replacement to go along with him. And I mean,
throwing your hat in the ring?
No. I had the thought. I mean, does Mud want to create a bidding war? Because, he did play for the Giants for many years.
He did. Yeah. He did.
I mean, you would never want to break up Don and Mud. I don't know how many years it is.
Why are you even putting that in the universe?
I'm sorry. It's crazy. I want Mud to do as well as he possibly can. So
Kipe and Woods. What do you think about that?
The other thing is, they keep abbreviating Krukow as Kruk,
like Kruk.
But it's like Kruk. So you could just hire John Kruk away from the Phillies and replace Kruk with Kruk. You don't even have to change any of the graphics or anything.
He never
really
played for the Giants, did he?
No, I don't think so.
He did in the movie The Fan with Wesley Snipes. He was a giant. He was in the uniform.
Padres, Phillies, in 1 year with the White Sox.
I was just kidding about the Mud thing. God, everyone's so mad.
Well, people are furious.
I was just kidding. Mud's not going anywhere. We're not losing Mud. He's been a Padres broadcaster for almost 30 years now.
Remember that time I told you just don't need to make jokes?
One thing that was serious that I saw, though, because people were saying, next stop, broadcasters wing of the Hall of Fame for Krukow. I saw the point made. They should really allow teams of broadcasters to go in at the same time. and that Kuiper and Kruko should go in, but they only do one every year.
Right.
But they should be able to go in together as a team, like when the time comes, and they should be honored.
Yeah, we can.
It should be together.
We can break those rules from.
Like I would
when
like to see Don and Mud go in
Yes.
to the Hall of Fame as broadcasters together one day,
No
not
doubt.
like separate, like 7 years apart or something.
It's always usually it's only the
It's just the one
play-by-play
every year.
guy.
You get one, yeah. And I mean, they do analysts as well, but it's only one a year, and that's their hard and fast rule. They only have the one broadcaster, but a team should go together as a team.
Hall of Fame and their stupid rules.
I know, dumb rules.
People are really curious as to why you are actively campaigning for Mud to leave town. They don't understand.
I was kidding.
They don't understand why you don't like Mud.
I was kidding.
Because sometimes he listens right
He might
around
be
this
listening
time.
right now. Yeah, I love you, Mud.
I was just kind of helping him renegotiate. If you wanted an even bigger deal here in San Diego, you use it as leverage, is all I'm saying.
Okay.
All right, we got a
You're like
contestant on the-
terrified of using leverage, so
I
I don't know why you think Mud would want to do
It's
it.
easier when you do it for other people.
Yeah, I
We got a
guess.
contestant on the line. Let's play a little Take on Woods. Take on Woods brought to you by Bay Alarm Security and Fire Alarms. For every business, we got you, and we got Andre as our contestant this morning. Hello, Andre.
Good morning, fellas.
Good morning. All right, if you can beat or tie Woods in our 5-question music trivia challenge today, you will qualify for this week's grand prize. In fact, you'll just win it. Muse tickets to North Island Credit Union Amphitheater on August 29th. You can get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. No choices left. We've got one category. It is music. It is called Song Revivals. We're looking for 5 songs that found new life, sometimes years or even decades after they were first released, like shooting up the charts for whatever reason. You'll have 60 seconds to answer as many as you can. If you don't know one, say pass. We'll come back to it if there's time left on the clock. First question is our 2-second song. You need to identify the song and the artist based on the clip that Paulie plays. Andre, are you ready to go?
Do it.
All right, let's do this. Song Revivals is the category. Let's put 60 seconds on the clock. Your time begins when Paulie plays our 2-second song. Good luck, Andre. Let's take on Woods.
I'm through with standing in line. The clubs I'll never get in.
Pass.
Which 1977 Fleetwood Mac song climbed back to number 12 on the Billboard charts in 2020 due to a viral video of a man skateboarding while drinking cranberry juice?
I know the album is Rumor, but pass.
Which 1985 song by Kate Bush climbed to number 3 on the charts in 2022 after being featured in the Netflix series Stranger Things?
Running Up the Hill?
Correct. The original 1967 version by Neil Diamond was a modest success. A cover version became a hit in the UK in 1983, but which song didn't hit number 1 in the US until 1988 when it was re-released by UB40?
Red Red Wine?
Correct. In 1958, a teenage Brenda Lee recorded which song that became a holiday classic but didn't hit number 1 on the charts until she released a music video 65 years later?
I saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus.
Oh, no. Go back to our 2-second song. It was a Nickelback song or one. We were out of time, though. You did get 2. Andre, hang on the line. Yeah, the 2-second song was Rockstar by Nickelback, which didn't become number 1 until like 2 years after it was released. And then Dreams by Fleetwood Mac was the cranberry juice skateboarding one. And then Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree was Brenda Lee. So let's bring Woods back in. All right. Tricky category today. Andre's score is locked in. Music.
Okay.
So I'm not going to give you the category. You're going to have to figure it out, which you will not be able to do. You just have to see if you can answer the questions.
All right.
60 seconds on the clock. Your time begins when Paul plays our song. Good luck, Woods. Let's take on Andre.
I'm through with standing in line.
Rockstar by Nickelback.
Correct. Which 1977 Fleetwood Mac song climbed back to number 12 on the Billboard charts in 2020 due to a viral video of a man's
Dreams.
Correct. Which 1985 song by Kate Bush climbed to number 3 on the charts
Running
in
Up That
2022?
Hill.
Correct. The original 1967 version by Neil Diamond was a modest success. A cover version became a hit in the UK in 1983, but which song didn't hit number 1 in the US until 1988?
Girl, You'll Be a Woman Soon?
When it was re-released by UB40.
Oh,
No.
Red
In
Red Wine? I don't
1958,
know.
a teenage Brenda Lee recorded which song that became a holiday classic but didn't hit number 1 on the charts until she released a music video 65 years later?
What the hell?
In 1958, a teenage Brenda Lee recorded which song that became a holiday classic but didn't hit #1 on the charts until she released a music video 65 years later?
I saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus.
No, it was Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. But you did sneak out the 3-2 win. These were all songs that actually topped the charts or went up the charts many years after they were released for one reason or another. You would have gotten Red,
It's quite
Red
a mouthful.
Wine.
How did you?
That was a hell of a question.
If you, it was a long one. If you'd just been more patient, you would have gotten it. Red, Red Wine.
All right.
And then Running Up That Hill with Stranger Things came back because it was
what
used
was
in the
UB40 one?
Red, Red Wine.
I just said it too late.
You
guessed
you
another
guessed
song.
another
song,
thing
and then
first. You only
guessed
get one guess. So once you've made the wrong guess, it didn't matter that you made the right guess later.
Okay.
So it's
what was the title? The name of the category?
Song revivals.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, the Nickelback song didn't hit #1 until like 2 years after it was released. Apparently.
Really?
Yeah, and then
Song's
of course
terrible,
the Dreams
man.
thing with the cranberry juice guy on the skateboard.
That
It became
was
popular.
elite.
I remember there's a line in that song. It was like they have this voice in the background, and he's like, "I'll have the quesadilla."
It's just, I mean, can I hear it, please? Like, can you find it for me?
Maybe when we come back.
I want to. It makes me want to rage. I need to rage.
Got to take a quick time out. We'll come back. We still have to get to our MLB reach around and check the standings, obviously, after the big Padres win last night. All that and more coming up on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Quickly, gang, though, it is time for me to tell you about the end of summer. And you guys know that it's coming. Back to school savings event here at your local and veteran-owned Sedano Ford in La Mesa. Right now, drive off in a brand new 2026 Ford F-150 STX. Just $349 a month. That's going to be a common theme here, just so you know. The 2026 Bronco Sport Big Ben, also $349 a month. Or check out the very spacious, beautiful 2026 Ford Explorer Active. You guessed it, just $349 a month. 3 great Ford vehicles, 1 amazing payment, just $349 a month. And there's even more advantage. Time to take advantage of 0.7% APR financing, plus no payments for 90 days on select new Ford models. These offers will not last forever, so stop by your local and veteran-owned Sedano Ford in La Mesa. Don't forget to tell them Woodsy sent you. For complete details, even more great offers, you can find that at sedanoford.com. Once again, sedanoford.com. He did. Here, I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
That is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Three to Fan is brought to you by GL Pools, the swimming pool experts trusted by thousands of San Diegans for 20 years. Baseball season is in full swing, so is swim season. Make sure your pool is ready. Call now, mention radio for 20% off new service plans in 2026. And what GL Pools is sponsoring right now, during our break, we dove a little deeper into Rockstar by Nickelback.
Yeah.
And I guess I've never really listened that closely to the lyrics.
You just love it though, like the just.
It was
I like a Nickelback song or two.
Yep,
and I don't know if I like this song more or less now that I realized that they rhyme tassels
with a-holes.
With well,
but they say
assholes.
Assholes.
That's Can
you say that on the air? Asshole.
Asshole.
You're such an.
It's like tassels minus the T.
Yeah.
Yeah. Assholes.
And then the whole
Adam's
thing
like
about
having
the
a heart attack right now.
The whole thing about the quesadilla.
Yeah, I found
hadn't
that
realized
section
either.
here. This is the start of the second verse,
Yeah.
I believe.
I wanna be great like Elvis without the tassels. Hire 8 bodyguards that love to beat up saddles. Sign a couple autographs so I can eat my meals for free. I have the quesadilla. I'm gonna dress my ass with the latest fashion and a front door key to the Playboy Mansion.
I'll have the quesadilla.
I'll have the quesadilla.
I have the quesadilla.
Save that clip for something. I don't know what.
Yes, it is 2026, and we are talking about Rockstar by Nickelback.
I am going to go around all weekend in
Yeah.
the deepest possible
Yes.
voice I can
Yes.
saying, I'll have the quesadilla.
That's like my 5-year-old dude. That's what it. Taylor, what would you like for dinner tonight?
I have the quesadilla.
There he is.
You pull up to the drive-thru. What can I get for you here?
Yep.
I have the quesadilla.
It's so bad.
chicken or beef?
I have the quesadilla.
So bad, man.
Oh my God!
You got some more horrible music coming up in the Rindle Report today. Just hang around. You got 15 minutes or so. Just hang here. Don't leave. Call in sick. Whatever you have to do. You're not going to want to miss this.
Yeah. This is.
It's unbelievable. I spent my entire drive to work just obsessing about it. Wait till you hear it, man.
All right, that is coming up.
It's worse. It's worse.
Now, I really want a quesadilla, though.
No, I do not.
You don't
I got
feel like
sick
a quesadilla?
one time on a quesadilla.
Really?
I haven't been able to eat one since, man.
Quesadilla is the kind of food you eat when you're sick and can't
right?
eat anything else. I can't believe that.
The greasy, it was a chicken quesadilla, but it was loaded with cheese and it was all greasy, and I vomited. And so I've nibbled on like the crust without the cheese in it before, which is just a crispy tortilla. But I can't eat a quesadilla anymore.
Wow.
I got sick on it. You know how it is. You ever get sick on something? I haven't been able to eat ahi. Remember when I got really sick?
Okay, hot take. They do put too much cheese.
Yeah, they do. They do.
In quesadillas, especially from taco shops.
Yeah, they load it up, which I'm sure I'm sure people want. You can't go too little because people will get mad.
Right. In general, more cheese is not usually a bad thing.
Yeah, but in this case, I actually wish that they made them smaller, cheaper, and with less cheese.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need a $9 quesadilla with 2 pounds of cheese in it.
It made me
I want
sick,
a $3 quesadilla with just a sprinkling of cheese and a really good tortilla.
Yeah.
In fact, one elite hack, at Costco, they sell the uncooked tortillas, like the fresh flour ones. You cook them fresh, just sprinkle a little cheese, fold it over. I mean, it's small, it's delicious.
I would vomit, but I'm glad you like it.
All right, let's get to a little look around the rest of Major League Baseball. Time for our MLB Reach Around.
They're doing the
Reach Around.
They're doing the
Reach Around.
Everybody's doing the
Reach Around. Your San Diego Padres now 1 game out of the final playoff spot in the National League, but still 2 games behind the Philadelphia Phillies, who won again yesterday. Christopher Sanchez, first 15-game winner in Major League Baseball, improves to 15-4 as they beat the Washington Nationals 7-3. I believe Luis Arraez has driven in runs in all 3 of his games now as a member of the Philadelphia Phillies, so getting off to a hot start there.
He did that here.
He did get off to a hot start with the Padres as well.
He had a funny moment yesterday in the game. I think it was yesterday where he jumped. There's a play at the plate. He was coming home and he jumped over the catcher and cleared the plate as well.
But then he had nowhere to go.
So he had to go back to touch the plate and he turned around. The catcher's standing right there in between him and the plate, and Luis just turns around and sprints off.
He tried to do one juke, I'm going to get him to make a move. And the catcher's like, the plate's here. I'm not going anywhere, dude.
Right.
You're going to have to come to me. And then he just turned around and ran to the dugout like, okay, I guess this is not going to work. The Chicago Cubs were down to their last strike, down 2-0 in the bottom of the 9th inning to the Toronto Blue Jays when Alex Bregman hit a 2-run home run to tie the game, and the Cubs went on to win it 3-2 in 11 innings. So they've remained exceptionally hot since the All-Star break. Alex Bregman, just the second player this season to hit a game-tying home run with 2 outs and 2 strikes in the bottom of the 9th inning. Anyone remember who the other player is?
Castellanos.
Correct. Nick Castellanos, the only other one to do it this season, did it for the San Diego Padres.
I saw Nick on the baseball field with his son. I think he tweeted a picture of him. He was playing baseball with his kid, which I thought was cool the other day. So that's your update on Nicky C.
Glad that he's getting some time with the fam.
Yeah, just getting paid to
and hopefully he'll get one of those weird World Series rings at the end of the year from the San Diego Padres.
Oh, God, I'd be so happy to give it to him.
Remember when he was on the team earlier in the year? Yep, you get one too. The Milwaukee Brewers win again. They beat the Pittsburgh Pirates 5-2.
Pirates skidding.
Gary Sanchez, go-ahead home run in the 5th inning. Milwaukee takes 3 of 4 in that series. The Braves were 11-3 winners over the Miami Marlins, who are also skidding again. Ronald Acuna Jr. hit 2 home runs. Well, hit 1 home run, and then the Marlins outfielders collided on the warning track and knocked the other one over the fence, but it counts just the same. Matt Olson hit his 32nd of the season, 8th straight win for the Atlanta Braves as they sweep the Marlins. We talked about that Red Sox game earlier, 12-11 over the White Sox in 13.
You know what's crazy with their record, Benny? What did we say? They were 31 and
31
5?
and 5 in their last 36.
They're still 5 games out of first place. I mean, that's how bad that team was earlier in the year.
They fired their manager, didn't really get better after that either.
Yeah, it stayed kind of flat.
They had a lot of bad stretches this season.
They did, and to look at what they've done now is just bananas. Yeah, still 5 games out of first in the AL East. Tampa Bay leading by the Yankees by 4.5, but they are creeping on the Yankees. They're only a half game out.
The Detroit Tigers are absolutely still in this thing. Dylan Dingler hit an early two-run home run in support of Framber Valdez as Detroit wins their series against the Mariners 11-0 the rout yesterday.
3.5 out. They have a run differential, the highest run differential in the league, or in their division. Plus 80, which is nuts.
But they traded Tarek Skubal and Casey Mize.
Addition by subtraction.
They're still winning. Exactly. The New York Mets win again. 3-run homer from Francisco Lindor. Another former Padres catcher, Luis Torrens, hit a 2-run shot. They sweep the Cleveland Guardians. That was a surprise. 13-6 after the Guardians bought at the deadline, but they're off to a cold start after the trade deadline. The Cincinnati Reds have gotten hot again. They hit 4 solo home runs and a 6-5 win over the A's to sweep their series and pull back within 2 games of 500. They passed a couple of teams in the wild card chase. I'll give you the standings in just a second. Angels got a 3-run home run from Zach Neto, who survived the trade deadline. They avoid a sweep by the Orioles with a 4-1 win over Baltimore. And the Twins used a 3-run rally in the 8th inning to avoid getting swept by the Kansas City Royals and pull out that win 4-3. So in the American League wild card race, the Yankees and Red Sox have pulled away. The Red Sox now just a half game behind the Yankees for that first wild card. And now the Texas Rangers at 57-58. Under 500 hold the third and final playoff spot, but they're just a half game ahead of the Twins and Guardians, just a game ahead of the Orioles and Tigers, and just a game and a half ahead of the Seattle Mariners in the race for who doesn't want it the most.
I'm telling you, man, that AL wild card third spot is going to be insanity.
It might end up being the worst team to ever make the playoffs.
Potentially.
In Major League Baseball.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, you literally have the Blue Jays been at 54-62, and you think, oh man, our season's toast. You're 3.5 games out right now. The Mariners, 56-60, game and a half out of a wild card. Like it's still anybody's game. And yeah, but once you get in, everybody resets to 0.
I mean, the Blue Jays, if they had 2 good weeks,
right,
they could be in the lead in the wild card.
Yeah,
they're 3.5 out. They're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. In the National League, with their 4th straight win, the Cubs now 18 games above 500. They lead the wild card race by now 5 games over the Phillies, who are a game up on the Arizona Diamondbacks. And, of course, the Padres now just 1 game back of Arizona, and that season series is deadlocked with 3 games remaining. So 5-5. I do remember Mexico City. And that second game when the Padres jumped out to the early 5-0 lead against the Diamondbacks and lost it.
Blew it.
Like to have that one back right now more than maybe any other game this season. You know, Padres have lost a couple of tough ones, but that one you'd love to have back right now. The Marlins have dropped 3 games back and back to 500. The Cardinals are a game under 500, 3.5 back. The Reds 4 back, and then the Pirates 4.5. Nationals starting to be also Rans in the National League wild card race at 5.5 games back. So you're starting to see a little bit of separation. Padres have the tiebreaker on the Marlins after their sweep earlier. They will have 3 more against Miami coming up, but they're in good shape there, and they can still win that tiebreaker against the Diamondbacks. Of course, they can't against the Phillies or the Cubs, so makes it even harder to move up in those standings if you were trying to do that, if the Cubs ever did lose a game and you were trying to gain some ground. But they're plus 100 now on run differential, the Cubs. So they're looking like, if anything, they're going the other way, trying to chase down the Milwaukee Brewers in the NL Central.
You guys been following it all? Little MVP race. I know it's early, but Ohtani and PCA is really quite the race. I mean, I kind of figured it was going to be. It's always Ohtani's to lose, I think, as long as he's performing.
Getting shut down pitching does change the equation a little bit.
So, yeah, somebody said the other day, you know, I mean, how many innings does Ohtani have? About 80? under his belt. Is that right? About 80 innings?
I think that's about right.
But yeah.
And they said, yeah, man, it's excellent. Nobody does it. He's a freak. But PCA's got like 1,000 innings out in center field and is the best center fielder in baseball. And so
Ohtani plays no defense at
and,
all.
You know, and the thing is, obviously I can't say this without sounding like a Dodger hater, but guys,
85 innings.
85. So where are the Cubs without PCA and where are the Dodgers without Shohei Ohtani? First place. They're still in first place. The PCA though, value.
Cubs are basically battling probably with the rest of us,
right,
for the last wild card
right,
rather than running away with the first one.
Yeah,
so
he's been unbelievable.
I tend to agree with you there. PCA should be the favorite
It's
at this
always
point.
the argument: best player or most valuable
player. Yeah.
All right, Rindle Report, bad music, naked dinners. We got all kinds of stories next here on The Fan. Of my week on the anchor desk tonight on Channel 10.
Congratulations.
Last night I had all the screens working at my desk. Had Padres, had SDFC going on the phone. I had to log in everywhere. But I'll admit, before 6 o'clock, I did spend at least a few minutes turning on the preseason Hall of Fame game. First football game of the year. The Arizona Cardinals and the Carolina Panthers. And I probably didn't watch.
You're the guy.
I'm not the guy.
I'm also guilty.
I was going to
remember you bet on it a couple years ago.
Remember when I bet on it a couple of years
saved
ago?
that story. Yeah, you were like,
I had a bit of a problem.
I think we'd be shocked to find the ratings were it's probably the best rated television program in America last night, and probably the most bet upon sporting event in the world yesterday. A preseason football game between the Cardinals and the Panthers. But the shocking part is, of the few minutes I did watch, looked pretty decent. Like,
I saw
Carson Beck was moving the football, making really nice, tight passes into coverage. At the end of the game, it came dramatically down to the
what team is he on?
The Cardinals.
The quarterback from Georgia Tech that ran it in as time expired to win it for the Carolina Panthers. It was like one of the more dramatic preseason games you're ever going to witness. Usually those Hall of Fame games are awful because they're a week before you're even ready to play a normal preseason game. And I think 2 out of the last 3 years, they just called it in like the third quarter because of lightning anyway. But this one actually was, as far as preseason games go, not the worst thing I've ever seen on my television.
I tuned in, obviously, to watch. I'm now a Cardinals fan, just so you know, because Jeremiah Love plays there, so that's who I'll be rooting for.
I saw them introduce him and talk about him. I didn't see him play.
He did not play.
He didn't play at all.
He did not play at all. He's a very, very valuable commodity. I think that they don't want to get hurt in the Hall of Fame game, but he did not play. But Carson Beck, man, not a big fan of his, but I got to say, man, looked pretty comfortable, 15 of 19 for 188 with a touchdown. Like, in your first NFL action, looked really poised.
Who knows what you're going up against in the defense, but
still, man, you're still out there with the big boys. Like,
there's got to be some nerves. You're on national television. Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth are calling the game. It's not. I mean, it's not nothing.
Yeah.
But now, good. That's about all the preseason football I can stomach for the next month.
My wife, by the way, walked in. And she recoiled. She hates football, hates it. And she recoiled. She goes, "What? The season started?" I go, No, it's just preseason. She goes, "Well, why do you have it on?" I go, "To see if Jeremiah Love's playing." That's it. She goes, "Oh," and then walked out of the room. But the recoil, like, she loathes it, and like will not watch a game. Loves baseball, but that's it. That's as far as she goes.
I feel like there's going to be a moment when, like, Taylor really wants to play football.
He said the other day, "I want to play tackle football when I'm older." Yeah. And Hannah said, "Absolutely not."
I know. That's going to be
my dead body.
It's going to be a family crisis at some point.
I was not watching the NFL. I actually was watching sports, though, before the Padres game. I flipped over. I was on Amazon Prime, and I watched a little WNBA, the Fever and the Aces in Indiana. One of the best basketball games I've seen all year.
Nice.
Chelsea Gray, the same girl on the Aces, hit. They were down 3, and she hit a buzzer beater as time expired to tie the game and go to overtime in Indiana on the road. And then they were down 2 and had possession, and she hit the game winner again.
Nice.
So she hit the game tying 3, and then 5 minutes later, it's the game winning 3. It was pretty awesome.
Now, is this you watching or Mrs. Reindl? Because Mrs. Reindl has a new...
It was both of us.
Has a new hobby.
She does.
Ben, do you know what it is?
I've heard collecting WNBA basketball cards.
How's the what's the return like in those?
Pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty good. Her first box, she opened she got a Paige Becker's rookie card that I valued it as like $30.
Nice.
And immediately she goes, "Okay, I get it. I understand."
Yeah.
I felt.
Oh, she's upset. She's in the chat. She says obsession. Now you get it.
I felt more seen than I have in my entire life, I think. She goes, "I completely get it." She's like, she was never anti-baseball cards or the hobby.
Right.
She just didn't quite get it. She's like, "What are you doing in your office with all these cards?" And she goes, "Holy crap, I got her a binder." She's like, "I'm organizing."
Yeah,
she goes,
buddy.
"I completely get it."
Welcome.
I am pretty anti because I feel like waste
for nerds,
waste of time, waste of money, and the value of baseball cards is just so random. Like, it's only because you decide to think that this one is valuable. But I will say, you posted a picture of Your Jesus Made
Mamacita.
purple foil autographed card. And I go,
that's nice.
That does look kind of cool.
Aesthetically,
actually.
right?
Aesthetically, it looks kind of cool.
Oh, yeah.
If I would ever lower myself to have you in my home, you would come in and see my little. I put my wife on the new project last night. I have a new project for you because she'll find a way. And I go, we're at the point now that I'm going to need a display case of some sort. Shelves installed somewhere. I have too many. It's starting to
with lighting.
Lighting. It's starting to bulge my collection, and I need it displayed. And I go, I'm going to need you to get on this because you're really good at it. And yeah, you feel like if she does that project, then she's all in. She's been really supportive. When we were in Hawaii, I was like, I'm going to take the boys and go look for cards. She's like, do what you got to do. She opened a few packs, had some fun with it, but she's not going to ever collect.
Sure.
She'll never go rip cards go buy cards to rip. But no, you're right, man. When I opened that box, Benny, I got those cards graded back. It was like heart palpitations when I saw that Madea. I lost my mind.
All right, Paulie's got plenty.
I'll let you borrow it if you want. You want to hold it? I'll bring it and let you hold it.
I'll
Yeah, take a picture with you.
Take a look at it. We may need to stretch the Roundel Report into a couple of segments. Paulie's got lots of stories for us, so let's get to it.
Let's do it.
And get things started here with our today's edition of the Roundel Report.
Now tuned into the greatest. Welcome to the Reindl Report with Paul Reindl.
Hey guys, it's Paul here.
Hi, Paul. All right. 2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Reindl Report.
Hey Paul, how you doing?
Okay, how are you? I'm good. How are you doing today?
Okay, how are you?
On 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a yeah? Oh, yeah.
All right.
People missed the Roundel Report so badly the last couple of days. Paulie.
Well, let's get right to it. In our last hour, we had the tease, some bad music coming your way. We were talking about Rockstar by Nickelback.
I have a quesadilla.
Now, it was pointed out a few minutes
the green
ago.
salsa with that? Thank you.
That voice, apparently, I've not looked into this, but somebody said that is Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top. Had no idea.
I have a quesadilla.
He's pretty badass, man. That's kind of cool. I kind of like it now. It's
right.
Billy Gibbons.
Anyone who can make their voice do that is pretty cool.
All right, well, we will get started here. Gentlemen, the countdown is on. We are just 7 days away from the big release. You guys don't seem so excited.
I saw this morning, and I had remembered seeing the story in Hawaii and just letting it float off into the sea.
Some of the OGs will remember on this show way back when we used to do New Music Fridays.
That's right.
New Release Friday.
We talk about new releases.
Friday is usually the day of the week where most albums will be released.
Yeah, and so next Friday is the big one, the one that you've all been waiting for.
Yeah, the 12-track album. It's called The Diary of a Polarizing Figure.
Ooh, Taylor Swift?
Set for release next Friday, and it is the new album, the debut album for one Pat McAfee.
Like Pat McAfee?
Like the guy that's on ESPN
Correct.
probably right now.
What
you know what genre he is.
So July 22nd,
Punk?
he put out
post-punk.
He put out this on Twitter. It says, "For as long as I can remember, my mere existence has made people hate my guts." Same, Pat. I've been writing songs about it for 20 years. It's time to let them out. A lot of headlines and narratives. If I was to die, I'd like my kids to know exactly who their dad is. Maybe you write a journal and don't put it to music and just leave that. My late father-in-law wrote several books that we have in the office, and if my wife can go back and revisit those. And, listen, if your dad's a musician and he leaves an album behind, that makes sense. Pat McAfee has now fancied himself a songwriter and musical recording artist. So I was curious as I was driving in this morning, and I saw, the preview, it said next week, The Diary of a Polarizing Figure comes out. And I went, oh, God, I can't wait. I'm listening to every track. We're going to break them all down here on Ben and Woods next Friday. But I said, does he have any other music out that I might be able to sample? Well, it turns out he does. He had one single that came out, and it's called Dookie.
Last December.
Dookie?
Dookie.
Came out in December, so it's 8 months old. It's called Dookie. So I said, well, I'm driving into work. I have to hear this. And I'm so glad and mad.
Like Orlando Hernandez, El Dookie?
Dookie. El Duque.
Oh, God. Play it. Listen. This is what...
I'm all the way in blue jeans, smoking on some blue green, changing up the routine, gratitude truly, feel like new school dean, life's pretty cool, G3 jobs, fuel means tank top, blue jeans, never change, crew needs, deep shots, few screens, movie star, 2 scenes, bank account juicy, canceled roommate, boogeyman spooky, folks watch,
We all heard enough?
That's it. Who's it for?
He's got a lot of fans.
He has
It's
a
like,
lot of fans.
Are they
It's
clamoring
like if
for music?
Morgan Wallen and Jelly Roll had a
baby.
much, much less talented cousin.
Yeah. They had a baby and gave it to Chad Kroger from Nickelback to raise. and then so that's what we're gonna that's what we're gonna look forward to. All right, I'm gonna listen to it with an open mind.
We've never made Nickelback sound so good by playing it right next to Pat McAfee.
Dookie, by the way. Dookie. I'm going to call this song, my first single I'm going to drop, it's called Dookie. Hi, it's Woods. I wanted to tell you guys I have an album coming out. And the first single is called Diarrhea.
I've poured my heart and soul into this for years.
I did.
It's called
Diarrhea.
Oh, my
The next song is called Vomit. Dookie. So I have to hear it. I got to hear it, and I'm going to listen. And Fridays, I don't know, weirdly enough, I wake up early, and the first thing I do is I go and see if anything's been
New
released
music.
that I want to hear. And I'll listen.
I'm bad at going back and looking for new music.
Yeah, so it's the release radar on Spotify. I always click it because my favorite. It's hard to keep up with who's got something out. I rarely know anymore. So
my Apple
I
Music,
listen.
it usually when I open the app, it usually goes right to my downloaded songs. It doesn't. It kind of skips over like the home page where
Right.
it might say like, "Hey, new album from so and so."
I'll be able to get through the entire album. I promise you before we kick off at 6, and maybe we open the show with it next Friday. But it is. Should I not be judging it? Should I think to myself, okay, he has every right to his artistic expression and to pour, like, I couldn't write an album. How can I sit and mock his album? I could not write an album.
He absolutely has a right to artistic expression. I don't know that he should be allowed to use his massive platform to impose it on everybody else. Like most people, if they had a passion and wanted to write a song, like 4 people would hear it. But somehow, because it's Pat McAfee, millions of people are going to have to listen to it. Correct?
KG the Elephant said if 9/11 had a soundtrack, that would be it. Good God.
Have we hit the statute of limitations finally?
Maybe.
It's been 25 years.
Yeah, jeez. All right. Well, next Friday, you know what's coming. The Diary of a what? Polarizing figure?
Yeah, something like that.
That's a weird... We're in the weirdest timeline ever. I've been following along with Jelly Roll and Bunny and their divorce, and it's...
Of course you have.
Every day is a new story. We're in a weird timeline right now.
Well, we had another weird moment to get to here. That was it for sports, by the way. That was
sports. That's true.
adjacent.
Yeah.
I mean, Pat McAfee, he's
sure.
a former NFL player.
The round of anyone who's ever watched sports in their life is sports adjacent now.
That's right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. He played sports. He was a punter.
This is just funny. I like funny audio and had a bit of a slip up here. This was from QVC. Still going on. And the host, Tony Bratton, was trying to sell a new wig that they had available, and she was explaining, how it fits, how it looks, the shape, and everything. And she had a bit of a slip of the tongue in which she was trying to reference a style, something that can get done to your hair. It's called a blowout, blow dryer, shaping it, volumizing it, all of that stuff. But she said something else. And so I thought it was funny enough that I was going to play it for you guys right here.
I love to show the texture and this wave pattern. Again, it looks like you went and got a blow at your a blowout at your salon. And
she's laughing.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, so here's what's happening today. We're having a huge beauty sale.
QVC Ben just plows right through.
Yeah, plows right through.
Okay.
I'd like to hear it again.
I was gonna say I need it one more time. You can hear her laughing.
Yeah,
She's
she
like
is losing it.
Oh God! Like there's a mic right under. She's like, oh no.
I love to show the texture and this wave pattern. Again, it looks like you went and got a blowout at your salon.
Oh my God.
And it looks beautiful.
I didn't hear the oh my.
All right, so here's what's happening today. We're having a huge beauty sale.
You're
Everything
getting your
ships-
haircut today, right?
I am.
Are you going to this salon? And if so, can I come with you? Is that? You think you can squeeze me in?
That is
Can I get the Brazilian blowout? Blowout.
That is. That's excellent. It's excellent, 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 excellent audio. Excellent. Doesn't get much better.
I think we all. Just the oh God.
Oh God. Yeah, in the background.
Oh, God.
My God. One more time, maybe. I can't hurt.
Show the texture and this wave pattern. Again, it looks like you went and got a blowout at your salon. And it looks beautiful.
All right, so here's what's happening today. We're having a huge beauty sale. Everything ships to you for free, but that goes away at the end of the day.
Now she sinks under the desk. So good. So good. The salon. It's incredible. People buy stuff up there, huh?
QVC still a thing.
Still a thing.
I was surprised
there's an internet. Even they haven't gotten me, by the way.
QVC was invented before the internet, before you could go shopping online. It was like, I just call and order this on the phone and they'll deliver it to me. It's amazing. Now we have this happen, 7 times a day that someone just delivers something to us.
It's crazy. They've never gotten me, and I'm easy to get, but QVC has never shown me anything except that maybe if that's what they're offering. That was great.
And finally, we will wrap it up. File this next story under who is this for exactly? A steakhouse in South Florida, Hollywood, Florida, has been in the news recently because of a new promotion, I guess, that they are running, where once a month, the first Monday of every month, the restaurant changes its policy. A lot of restaurants, steakhouses will have quite the dress code that you have to adhere to. And the first Monday of every month at Class Soiree Steakhouse in Hollywood, Florida.
What's it called?
Class Soiree Steakhouse.
Soiree.
Yeah. The first Monday of every month, clothing optional for all diners in attendance.
Diners.
People there to eat dinner. They are having, they got their steak menu. It's a prefixed menu. It costs $150 to $300 per person. The price changes. I believe it's $250 for a male, $152 for a woman, and $300 if you're a couple.
I was so glad you didn't say children. I was waiting for it to be like, I was like, no, bro, you can't do this.
So the owner, he said, we wanted to come up with an idea to stand out and attract some new customers. He says before dinner, he pointed at the bathroom and he goes, that's where guests will walk in and change and come out in their birthday suits.
Nude.
And they sit down and they have a meal. It says they usually, the events have been attracting about 20 guests, both men and women, some single, some in relationships. He said the dinners are intended to provide a welcoming space for people interested in the experience. Quote, it's more so of a gathering to get to know people, new people in the city, and the lifestyle.
Well, you can do that with your clothes on. Just go to a bar, a happy hour, a work function, whatever.
Now, somebody said, how is this legal? Like, how do you do this? Well, I guess they got away with it. I mean, first of all, it's Florida. Anything kind of flies. But it says here that the city of Hollywood says the events are legal because the restaurant employees remain fully clothed. That would be a food health issue.
But I know, like Explicit had a food menu, so
right.
I mean, you can combine food and nudity. Apparently,
You can, but I don't like to be there.
I've never heard of a place where the customers get naked. But here I've got questions because, well, first of all, you get it's steak, it's like grease splatters and stuff.
Béarnaise.
You don't want. But mostly,
peppercorn sauce.
Mostly, I'm thinking about sitting in like a restaurant chair. You're sitting up in a restaurant chair. It's not an attractive position to be sitting naked in. Like, nothing looks good just sitting in a chair like this.
I don't think I'd want to sit in the privacy of my own home and eat if like Scarlett Johansson was there nude eating buffalo wings. I'd be like, this is weird.
At the table,
Yeah,
at least. Like,
this is really weird.
Have you ever sat nude at your kitchen table in your life? No, never once.
All right, let's ask the question. Have you ever eaten in the nude? Eaten anything nude?
I think, like, I had something like getting in the shower, like I'm still eating it, maybe, like, but
What?
not like downstairs.
So hold on. You're downstairs. You grab a piece of chicken.
Yeah, I'm on my way up.
And
to
you're
like,
eating it on the
and
way
I'm not
up
quite
nude?
done yet, and it's possible. Or take a coffee into the shower sometimes.
You do?
Not usually, but I think I have in my life once.
In the world?
I was like, I've heard of a shower beer.
I've heard of a shower beer.
Shower coffee, not the worst
I
thing.
wash, by the way.
Yes.
I don't. The other thing too is like I don't want to. Somebody's bare ass is on that
Chair.
seat, and like, better make sure.
Do they have really big napkins at least,
Or like seat covers. Everyone has to wear like the. But like I don't want. What if you have? You know what I mean? Like you better make sure you're dialed.
Yeah.
Before you go. Also, it's just. There's so much gross stuff.
I can't even wrap my head around walking into Ruth's Chris or whatever, and then like you walk into the bathroom fully clothed, and to walk out then naked.
And then there's like let's say there's like 4 dudes sitting at a table, like dressed in their birthday suits, like they are at the YMCA locker room or at my gym's locker room, and I gotta watch that while I'm trying to eat. The little mushroom, tiny little mushroom surrounded by all of it.
Treat yourself a round of sausage.
It's a real round of sausage.
So gross, dude. Or like a Vienna sausage. It's so disgusting. I hate it. I hate the idea, Paulie. I hate it so much.
I'm
man.
also somewhat offended. Can you really charge guys more than you charge women?
Yes.
For the same experience?
Yeah.
Where you been?
I'm surprised it's not women eat free, to be honest with you. You get women in
you
there.
go to any club or anything you try to get into, it's if you have 8 women in your group, you might get a discount.
Can you imagine if you're the lady who paid your $150, like, hey, you know what? I'm adventurous. I'm going to go. You show up by yourself. There's just like 11 dudes.
11 old men.
She's like, never mind.
I hate it so much, Paulie. It's one of the worst stories I've heard. It's just so...
Just a bad idea.
It's a bad idea. It's not sexy. It's not what you might picture in your... It's the same thing when you're a kid and you hear about a nude beach. You're like, this is paradise.
I've heard of like, the models who pose like with sushi on them and eat at dinner. Like,
even that would gross me out.
That'd be weird.
I'm not trying to eat
but this
sushi
is way
off
worse.
You.
This is way worse.
So gross.
That would be one hell of a fantasy football loser punishment. You have to go have a steak dinner at Class Soiree Steakhouse.
Yeah, that'd be great. How do you get your money in? That's a good question.
That's a good point. You probably have to
the
pay
old
in
prison
advance.
wallet, as they say. Hang on. That's so gross, dude. Hate it.
I'm just reporting the news, guys.
I hate it. I hate it so much. Remember when you were a kid and you heard the concept of nude beaches and you thought, this is everything. I've got to get there. I got to be there. I want to go. And then you like hear about it or see pictures and it's not what you think. It's just not. It's not what you think.
Nudist resorts.
Yeah, no, it's not what you think.
No.
It's not. It's
I mean,
not.
I've never been, but I'm grown enough as a person to realize
you can let your brain go there though of like, oh, it's the nude beach in
This is
Europe
so
or
hot.
whatever. There's going to be so many attractive people there, but like, how can you hype yourself up for nude steak dinner?
There's not that many attractive people nude. There's just not. There's maybe 1% of the population nude looks good. Looks good to where you're like, I feel good like this.
But I promise you, those people, don't want to go to
They don't want to.
dinner.
No, they do not want to be
They
there.
don't need to.
That's
They
true.
definitely don't need to.
So gross.
All right, we need to take a timeout. We'll come back, get a couple of segments left. Get you ready. Series against the Houston Astros. Team's playing some pretty good baseball. Coming into Petco Park for 3, starting tonight.
AL MVP coming in?
Yordan Alvarez, I think so. It's coming up next with Ben and Woods, broadcasting live from our Bill House studios. We know how on 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
Don't do it.
Don't you
I
dare.
don't know that we've ever looked at each other with the same idea.
Here it comes.
Instantly.
Here it comes.
Nude poker?
Nude blackjack.
No.
Not an idea I want to pitch
No,
for
I don't
7
think so.
Mile Casino, but it is. I'm not going to say clothing optional. You do need to wear clothes.
It's
to 7
definitely
Miles.
not clothing optional.
Sorry, we're not Florida where anything goes, but wear your clothes and go sit down and play California style
It's
blackjack.
actually really nice in there.
Yeah,
they
Texas
kick you out
Hold'em.
instantly if you didn't have clothes.
That's right.
It actually feels like a nice restaurant or club when you walk into 7 Mile Casino. You can either go to the right and sit down at one of the California-style blackjack, Texas Hold'em tables, Pai Gow or Baccarat, or make your way toward the left, toward Sammy's. Enjoy a cocktail at the bar. You got TVs, or head all the way through Sammy's into the back in the patio. Sit down, have a great meal with beautiful views of San Diego Bay and Coronado and the Silver Strand. Really gorgeous out there, especially this time of year, staying on the coast. It is so easy to get to as well, Woods.
Yeah, got a homestand this weekend, man. Head on down pregame, postgame. Check it out for yourself at 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit DavidPShapiro.com. Padres opening a 6-game homestand tonight against the Houston Astros. It is Party in the Park Friday, Beer Fest at Gallagher Square tonight. Tomorrow, mentioned the 4:15 start time, a little different for a Saturday. And then Sunday Night Baseball, 5:20 on NBC. But then on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the Milwaukee Brewers, team with the best record in all of baseball, coming to town. And on Monday, Padres are going to be giving away pretty nice T-shirts. And we got them here, the Superhero Pocket Tee. If I can show this off a little bit for you. There you go. Superhero Pocket Tee, presented by San Diego Community Power, featuring Jackson Merrill and Fernando Tatis Jr. for the 6:40 start time on Monday. Limited to the first 40,000 fans in attendance. Graphic tee, fun comic book design, bringing the action to life. So 6 big games against 2 playoff, expected to be playoff teams at this point. The Astros are in first place in the AL West. And again, the Brewers are well in first place in the NL Central. Have been playing some really good baseball. So
3-3.
It's at home.
No. 3-3. 3 games. 3 games.
Yeah, 3-3. Oh, I thought you meant 500 homestand.
So they're throwing Blanco tonight, who's not great, but left-handed.
No, right-handed.
Right-handed.
Right-handed. 7 ERA, making his 4th start of the year.
Okay.
Against Robbie Ray, making his debut for the San Diego Padres.
He gets the debut in the City Connects. Robbie Ray.
Be so unlucky as to acquire 2 of the hottest pitchers in baseball and have them both just completely lay an egg in their first starts.
I sure hope not.
That wouldn't happen to any other team, would it?
No, it would not.
That's just bad luck.
There's
nothing the Padres did wrong with Casey Mize.
And I will say, though, like, it's been kind of a theme for some of the guys acquired at the deadline. Nobody's really, Skubal had a good game for him. I think he gave up 2 earned runs. which is maybe the best of any of the guys acquired, I think. Castillo got knocked around. A couple of the guys, it just, it happens, right? Like a new team, you want to do well. You're probably pressing to do well, and in Mize's case, didn't pitch for 11 days. So, that kind of makes some sense.
Tomorrow, Peter Lambert is scheduled to pitch for the Astros against Michael King, and then we got a TBA versus TBA on Sunday for Sunday Night Baseball. That would have been the day that Randy Vasquez started his turn, so it could be another pitching chaos, bullpenny type day. Of course, it worked yesterday with Walker Buehler just going 4 innings, and the Padres holding just to 1 run the Arizona Diamondbacks. Mason Miller was a part of that, and just got a text from Adam. If asked, could you let everybody know that our Friar Friday Gwynn and Chris guest at 2:40 today will be Mason Miller.
Let's go.
Going to be joining them at 2:40. So their Friar Friday player is, an all-star. The only all-star for your San Diego Padres.
I'd say that's a big get.
Pretty big one.
Yeah.
So make sure you tune in this afternoon. Mason Miller, I would assume that everyone is still fairly available tonight.
Yep.
They all had a couple of days rest in the start of that Diamondback series. So if you needed to go back-to-back in a close one tonight, you would. This is one you kind of want to get, though, with Robbie Ray against Ronel Blanco, and then keep hoping Michael King just gives one of those vintage Michael King performances. When he does, he's close to unbeatable. We just haven't seen that much from Michael King. We've seen battling through 6 innings and giving up 1 run sometimes, but rarely have we seen the utterly dominant Michael King we've been waiting for. We need a couple of those down the stretch from Michael King. Would really help the Padres' playoff chances going forward.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I was just going to say, again, I think that you could say this for the rest of the year and into the playoffs, should they make it, is that a lot of the onus is going to fall on the offense. This is a perfect example of a game tonight, Ben. We've talked about all year. Do you have what it takes to go out and beat a guy that you should absolutely beat, with the guys that you have? We get that baseball's weird. We get that it's very unpredictable. We started the show kind of talking about that, but this is an opportunity to take a lot of pressure off your pitching staff.
Even a non-doomer like me is still somewhat scarred by my San Diego Padres fandom. If I was talking about this game in another city, for whatever reason, hey, we preview every Major League Baseball game tonight, I would say, yeah, Robbie Ray has been one of the hottest pitchers in baseball for the last 2 months. He barely gives up more than a run. Ronel Blanco's got a 7 ERA. The Padres are hot. Give me the over. Give me the Padres. I'd be confident. I'd go, yeah, Padres should win this one easily. Of course.
No matter the juice.
We don't think that way.
Give me the over. No matter the juice.
Ugh, so slimy.
Give me the over.
It's funny you say that. So you guys remember Scott Farrell, right? Hey, what's up? It's Scotty Farrell. How are you? He's been really active on Twitter, and he does some picks and stuff. And so I happened to just click on one. The one I wanted to see, because he's been real. He's like threatening to fight people. So I'm like, all right, I'm interested in Scotty Farrell, see what he's doing. And he does he comes on and he's like, hey, what's up? It's Farrell. Talking about our picks for tonight. The only one we lost was the Padres. I thought they would absolutely smoke the D-backs, and it was against that left-handed kid that was,
Mitch
went
Bratt?
Mitch Bratt, who looked like Steve Carlton that night. But he's like, that was the only one that he lost. So again, you got to kind of know the team that you're talking about.
When I first started in radio, syndicated Farrell on the Bench, was airing here in San Diego on the old 690. It was like the late night or night show.
I always heard 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific, or something like that.
And I was like, how does anybody listen to this voice? It's Scott Farrell. But then
He's got good stuff.
Then I learned he was also for many years the play-by-play voice of the Atlanta Thrashers in the NFL.
NHL.
NHL. I mean, NHL. And I was thinking, man, listen to that for 2.5-hour hockey game every night. Into the boards and through the blue line.
Dude, he's good.
Wasn't he big with Stern in
he
the
was
90s
on
or
the Stern
2000s?
channels, dude. On Sirius. He was for 10 years, man. So He's unhinged, which
Give me the over.
which I kind of like. But yeah, his only loss the other night were the Padres against the lefty Mitch Pratt. So you kind of got to know the team that you're talking about, Scott.
Well, I know this is more for Monday, but as we were looking ahead at the weekend matchups, I did just look ahead and just see what was slated for next week when the Brewers come to town. And right now, ESPN has Logan Henderson versus Casey Mize on Monday.
Nice.
They have Kyle Harrison versus Walker Buehler on Tuesday.
And I think on Wednesday. I think it is.
I've got Dustin May versus Robbie Ray.
Well, it was going to be close because I checked it like last week and I didn't know if they were going to give him an extra day. If they were going to miss him.
Mizorowski's scheduled to pitch on Sunday.
And then Thursday again, or Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's scheduled to go Sunday against Minnesota.
As much as I would love to see him pitch,
me too.
I'm fine missing that
I don't
one.
really want to see him pitch against the Padres in a playoff chase.
No question.
So,
No question.
Yeah.
He's
although Dustin May did win his debut yesterday, I believe, for the Brewers as well.
Well, and he's pitched pretty well against us at times when he was a Dodger. So yeah, I mean that's a decent little foursome that they've put together right now for Milwaukee.
Yeah.
But again with them, they're playing really good baseball. Man. They really are playing lights out at this point. Just took 3 or 4 from the Pirates, kind of shoveling them down the pecking order in the NL, Benny. But yeah, man, two tough series for sure.
All right, don't forget Mason Miller, 2:40 today on the Gwynn and Chris program. All guests appearing on our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not Big Bank Banking, it is better. We will come back, wrap things up, maybe discuss other things we wouldn't want to do nude next year on 97.3 The Fan.
He just. Here, I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Final segment of the week. We are here. Ben and Woods on a Friday. Turn things over to Braden and Frank here in just a couple of minutes. You guys have any weekend plans? I know you're getting ready for a baseball practice.
In like 30 minutes.
Dressed for it.
We are practicing at 10:30 today. And we've got a practice.
Summer schedule.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you got to take fields when you can get them. I just realized, too, I'm pretty sure not every other dad/coach is a radio host that gets off at 10. And I think they all have jobs. So I think I may be on, I think it's 1v11 today.
I can see that
so
for sure.
I may be alone. We've got a.
Do you have a lot of working parents where it's tough to get the kids to a 10:30 practice?
No, they are. It's good. We're good about that. But then they have other kids, and it's still summer, so they had to make plans anyway.
No.
But and then we have another practice tomorrow. I'm really grinding these kids, and then we have a game against our beloved Coach Kurt at Frozen Ropes. Hopefully, we don't walk 15 guys in that game against Coach Kurt's team on Sunday. So excited about that. And in Encinitas Little League board meeting Sunday night, my first official board meeting. Suit and tie, or?
I don't think so.
No, okay.
No.
Informal?
Do you take the minutes? What do you do?
I don't know yet. I have no
don't know your
idea.
responsibilities?
I have put in to be a coach agent is what I put in to be.
I am. I'm going to get a haircut after the show. I will once again ask for the not Chairman Mao unsuccessfully.
Mm-hmm.
Just no matter what I say, that's what I get.
What are you thinking this time?
I'm going to say, can we make it as short as possible without looking too short because I do have to anchor television again tonight. I don't want to look like too freshly shorn as well.
Again, it looks like you went and got a blowout at your salon.
Salon. Do they have a rule of what you can and can't do?
In the past, I have run afoul. I ran afoul of one news director when I got a haircut that he didn't like, and he said,
"Hold on,
don't do that again."
What did it look like?
It was like I went to kind of a more flamboyant stylist in Solana Beach and did it like real, like spiky, kind of up more, like with a lot more body. I don't think I have a picture. It was a long time ago. And
spiky
my boss
with
said,
more body.
No, that doesn't work for me.
He can't say that.
Yeah, I mean,
your old boss.
Oh, I mean, back in the day, they could really. There's a lot of like personal appearance things that you cannot get away with nowadays, but like they could tell you to lose weight. They could tell you to change your clothes, glasses, no glasses.
They can tell you to lose weight?
Yeah. They can't do it anymore.
Can you imagine Adam coming in, hey, can you lose weight? Stuff him in a garbage can.
I love the scene in Knocked Up when she works for the E! Network.
Yes.
And Kristen Wiig and the other guy are like,
could you just...
You telling me to lose weight? She goes, legally, we can't say that. But he goes, if you could step on a scale and, write down a number, and then maybe the next time you step on that scale, that number decreased by
20,
10 to 15.
And he's like, no, there's like just tighten. Just want to tighten. So, what are you gonna do? Just short? It is shaggy. Yeah. It's
shaggy. I maybe get it clippered a little bit higher.
Ooh, a fade.
Yeah, a little more like a fade.
Look at you. I mean, please do it. It's going to look so good.
I don't know. I'm a little nervous.
It's just hair. It'll grow back. I just shaved my head.
But again, on television a lot tonight.
Yeah, but if there's no rules, who cares? Is your ego is that huge?
It's not that huge. It's not non-existent. I just don't want to look bad on TV.
Bee's knee says, ask for the chairman fade.
That's what I'm worried about. If I go tighter here, is it just going to accentuate the popping out of the sides, which will be even worse?
I don't know what you do with the... I'm looking. Let me see. Paulie, any ideas?
On what he should do?
Like, because he wants that shelf. You want that shelf gone, right?
Yes, exactly. The side shelves.
Do you have the picture anywhere?
Just need to get the... side shelves
taken down. Have you ever worn it like swooped over, like very newsman?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I used to part it, like direct part.
Not surprised.
Yeah. Flat and apart. But I'm not going to do that.
But did you have the chairman on one side then, back then? Or has it been trained up?
I think it's just kind of, now that I've done it, it's trained itself to...
I remember when you got your last haircut, though, I kind of came to the conclusion that I don't think it was the hair. I think it's the shape of your head.
Shape of the head, too. The head may have grown over the years a little bit.
Yeah.
And like a couple of awkward places.
K-Laws says, I'm so sorry for making you cognizant of this. Remember that day in the chat when she said,
was it during our holiday break? We were at Cafe 101 Diner, I think, in our Honeys in Encinitas.
Yeah, we posted a picture.
And
she said, she said, has anyone ever told Ben he looks like Chairman Mao? And that was done. It was like, so started barfing up waffles from laughing so hard. It was unbelievable.
And then the rest of the weekend, I'm just going to sit by my phone and hope Tim Stauffer gives me a call.
Did you give him your number?
No.
I got his number for you.
Well, you can give it to him. And
you want me to text him and put in a good word for you?
I've had his number. I could have given this to you years ago, Ben.
I didn't know that I had a man crush until yesterday. So this is new for me. That's it. We are done for the week. We'll talk to you Monday morning at 6 a.m. For executive producer Paulie Reindl, Stephen Woods. I'm Ben Higgins. Have a great rest of your Friday from all of us here at 97.3 The Fan. So long, everybody.